I can't believe this. We really pulled it off. Look at us. Hey.
I think we need a cheers.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Sally?
By the way, we have to take the pictures later for...
Okay, we'll worry about the picture in a couple days.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers. 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 Cheers.
Cheers with
Cheers,
the mic.
cheers.
Way to
with
go,
the mic.
Eli.
Hey, we got a drink now.
Yeah. So, with that being said, I asked a question earlier, and I think it's the perfect way to kick off this podcast. When we go through these processes of, doing outdoor podcasts, recording things that we don't normally... recording in situations that we don't typically record in, I ask myself, why? Why the hell are we doing this? We got all these cords, we're sitting on this little dinghy, we're in the middle of Lake Minnetonka in Wayzata. I ask myself, why?
Why not?
But then, once it's all said and done and we're sitting here, I'm like, this couldn't have worked out any better.
I get it.
This is why.
This is why. This is literally why.
This is why. And that's life. You just got to take chances.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it.
Oh my God, this is so cool. Like it's tough for us to describe to just someone like tuning into this in their car. It's like, sorry.
We're not in the office.
We're actually there's like
It's a
2
little
clouds
static.
out here. There's 2 clouds, and we're out in calm waters of Minnetonka on a boat on the Red Rocket.
The Red Rocket.
On the Red Rocket, and
Newest boat to the fleet.
congrats.
Thank you.
And somehow, some way, we set up a full-on podcast recording studio, and I couldn't be more excited.
And as in we set it up, I didn't do anything. And these guys problem solved hardcore just to pull this off.
But I'd also like to say, I think we created more problems than we needed to.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
We had to problem solve, and we've successfully moved through those problems.
Correct.
However, way too many problems.
Well, and I think it goes back to the same question we were talking about earlier, is we got greedy. We got greedy.
But it paid off.
But it paid off. Right, because we got really greedy because we're like, oh yeah, we're gonna record a full live stream podcast, switchboard, the typical Backpocket way. But, we ran into obstacles literally from step one. Step one. And luckily, Ross, talk about not doing anything. You brought your laptop, saved the day, literally saved, and you brought the car converter, saved the day. Not to mention you brought the boat. So
The boat.
You have some crucial.
I'm just happy I could contribute.
You have some crucial stakes in this whole operation.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, but we are running on battery life, so Andrew, we need to make sure we're always keeping tabs on
Keeping
percentage.
tabs? I'm keeping tabs.
All right,
That's
cool.
my responsibility.
Yeah, just keep tabs.
I own that responsibility.
That's all it is. Wow.
Sweet.
Whoa.
So let's talk about this. The concept of when you don't have a boat, you need to be good at being friends with people who have a boat, right?
100%.
Typically.
100%.
100%. Okay. We're all agreeing on
You
that.
want that friend with a boat?
You have to have the friend with the
You
boat.
need that friend on a boat.
You need that friend with the boat, but with float, you no longer need that friend because float's your friend. Let's be real.
We are your friend with a boat.
Yeah, there it is. I think that's it.
Yeah.
And we actually had a segment on this kind of in the first podcast.
Oh, we did.
Do
Do
Okay.
you remember that?
Oh, of course,
How
right,
like
yes.
it's
Yeah.
kind of like awkward. There's so many seats on a boat, and you invite a friend, but they have a new girlfriend that they want to invite, and then it's like, who's this on my boat?
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, it's the second sort. It's not necessarily the first party person, but maybe the second or third party. Like, oh yeah, like my buddy Grant is coming into town tonight, and we're gonna be going on Kurt's boat. Kurt doesn't know Grant. That's what you're saying, right?
Drama.
No, here's the thing. Here's the other thing. We're all dudes. It doesn't matter. You're like, oh, another guy. Come right along.
Heck yeah.
Right. We
As long as he
prefer
brings,
another
beverage.
gal.
or gal.
Oh, I thought you were going to say another gal.
Yes.
That's my bad. I took the lead the different way.
No, hold on. It works the same way. Girls or beer.
Yes.
If you got either, you're good.
Yeah.
Quote me on it.
Quote me on it.
Dude, do you think anyone's gonna pull by and be like, "What are these guys doing?"
Why is there so many things?
They don't know that there's too many things. I think they just see us with mics.
Right.
Seriously.
I do. I've never seen this on the lake. I'm pretty much on this lake every day of my life, and I've never seen a podcast from a boat.
Sweet.
There you go.
Really? Oh, so we're the first.
Oh my.
I'll say it.
Let's just assume it.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and introduce our cast of characters here, Andrew. You obviously have Andrew and Declan with the Backpocket. You
Yep.
have Ross Larson, co-founder of Float, Had him on last year, probably around end of August. Can't remember the podcast name off the top, or the podcast number off the top of my head. It's probably in the 180s, I would say. But anyways, they're the founder of Float, the Air Bnb of boats.
Him and Jake.
Him and Jake McHenry. Good dudes.
Someone's got to run the business, so
Someone's got to do it.
Jake's taking care of work right now.
Oh, I thought you were.
Well, I mean, yeah,
You're taking care of business in a totally different way.
Totally different man.
totally.
Marketing 101.
Yeah, this is Marketing 101.
And then the
Exactly.
fourth laddie here is Elizabeth Goodhue, formerly known as Beth, currently known as Eli. And
I can't even
Speaking
keep
of the mic.
up.
Speaking of the mic, Eli.
I am.
There you go. There you go. He was a little far away before.
Sorry, I can't even keep up with my new names. Everybody calls me something different.
right.
But you know what, though? So I didn't know Eli coming into this. And the good thing about boats, the best part about boats is you can have one of those new people on, and then you can have a best friend after the boat trip.
Exactly.
Mm.
The
There
the
you go.
boating
Cheers.
community. Yes, another cheers. The boating
Cheers.
experience always creates community, and that's
For sure.
that's fucking guaranteed.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Did I go too far? Am I taking this
No,
too
no,
Am
not
I
at
too
all.
holistic in this experience?
No, you are you are correct.
I tend. All right, Declan knows this about me like too well. Whenever I kind of like lose like the next thing to say, like I'm not totally there, or I don't have the best attribute to add to the conversation, I go holistic. I take it worldly, and I take it like
You have
and
to
I have
go
it-
there.
I
I
go
think-
and I go with like interpersonal skills every single time, and Declan just sits there and he just cracks up.
No,
Oh, no, it's. Go ahead.
I think that was the best attribute you could have added because Float is a community. You have owners and renters, and we're all one community. We're just building a community of trust within boating.
Yes.
So you hit it.
Yeah, you're good. It's only in the headphones that's cutting out like
You
that.
hit it on the head.
Bingo.
So don't sell yourself short.
I know. I just see Declan laughing over in the corner because he's seen me do, 280 of these? And he knows the direction I'm heading. And every single time I'm like, oh, crap, I'm falling down the rabbit hole again.
Well, yeah, it's the same thing for me too. Like I'll catch myself just talking about nothing for minutes on end. Like minutes. Like you can go I can go 5 minutes talking to you about why Elon and us we should all go to Mars, or like some dumb book I read the other day. I talk way too much. Period. Talk way too much.
Is that the end of you talking then?
No, that was just me making a statement to talk more and triple down on what Andrew's saying. Andrew's whole thing is just be you. So when Andrew's in a fritz, all he knows is who he is. So he'll relate anything back to who Andrew is.
Right.
We'll be talking to like Gabby Thomas, like an Instagram model, or this woman, or this lady we just had on today. She's a girl, 14-year-old girl, Ava Justin. She's
An
absolute
actress, a model.
actress model. She's gonna be 89 times famous than Backpocket, most likely.
That's
I was sharing with
pretty famous then.
yes.
Very already.
Well, we got Ava Justin on the show prior to her hitting the boom, and she's gonna hit the boom.
Yeah.
Like we are 10 years early to Ava Justin being a top-notch,
Yeah.
personality in LA.
So
Yeah.
you're like the Ava Johnson. What's her name?
Ava Justin.
Ava Justin, like hipsters. You knew her before she like.
Yeah, we were kind of
Blew up,
woke on
blew
it.
up.
Yeah.
We were definitely kind of woke on it. But what I was getting at is like we could be talking with any of these people who, we are, in layman's terms, nothing like. And I'll ask the dumb, curious questions, and Andrew will ask the questions that relate back to how he feels or who he is. And it's perfect. The balance is perfect.
Yeah, and I just find how many times recently throughout this podcasting last 3 months have we resorted towards like the hour 20 mark of BU?
Yeah.
Come on, every single time.
Every time we're either talking about Beastie Boys or we're talking about BU.
Yeah.
That's the best part of it, is the hour 20-minute mark of the podcast is when Andrew and I start going on sales pitches about what we do, what
Yeah.
we like to do.
Because the first hour we tap into
You know,
Float and Ross and your story,
Eli.
and the story of Brevard and how you got there and
Yeah, exactly.
She's a history and psych major going into her
Yes,
junior
I
year.
am.
right. You're in the newspaper.
Yes, I write news articles for my newspaper. I usually honestly talk trash. Like, I talk about
She's
people.
a blogger, dude.
No, I talk about people littering on my campus. I talk about like the lack of parking spots.
Why
I
are
talk
people
about
littering?
like
Yeah, wait, let's talk about this. Let's blast. Let's
No.
put Brevard on blast.
Why would
Yeah.
anyone litter?
no.
Good point.
Great
It's-
Great point.
It stems from this. My freshman year, I walked into somebody propped my freshman door open with a glass bottle, and they closed it, and like it was kind of propped open, so like I kind of got in. I stepped in like shards of fucking glass, and it took 3 days. Nobody fucking picked it up. So like finally, I fucking picked it up. But
You
like
fucking picked it up.
yeah, like because I stepped
Congrats
in
to you.
it. No, I stepped in it, and like literally, people literally.
Speaking of the mic.
Sorry, speaking to the mic. Sorry, literally nobody cleans up on our campus. We preach about like sustainable living and all that kind of crap because like we're in the mountains and everybody wants to be like clean and like sociable and everything.
Well, I think everybody should be clean and sociable.
No, but like nobody like my campus is like a fraud in a way because like they preach about like keeping it clean and everything and nobody does their part.
Right.
So I wrote like this news article or whatever. It's called like "Don't Be Bitter, Pick Up Your Litter."
Oh
And,
yeah,
like,
Great title.
Great title.
Good.
Snaps.
Snaps.
Snaps
Like-
for Eli.
Come on.
That was the title, but like I got like a bunch of shit for it, and I posted pictures because like I had a bunch of my friends send in pictures of like what they've seen around campus and how like it's disgusting. Like we have plenty of trash cans. Like take out your goddamn. Oh,
You're
sorry.
good.
Yeah, you're good.
Keep rolling.
You're fucking trash. Like it's not that hard to like do your part, and so
Why would anyone be against you for promoting not littering?
It's so strange.
no,
Yeah, it's so
it
wild.
was a bunch of
So
fucking.
she goes to school in the mountains of North Carolina. I don't know if that helps at all.
No,
900
it-
people.
900 people in
900
go to
people.
Brevard,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
And she's in the mountains of North Carolina. Are the mountains of North Carolina not pro recycle?
Trash.
What is it? RRR? 3 R's?
What's the RRR, dude? Help me out.
Isn't there like
reduce,
reduce, reuse, recycle?
Once again in the mic.
Once again,
reduce,
yeah, please.
reuse, recycle.
There we
Sorry.
go.
Yeah.
There we go. Thanks, Ross.
Yeah.
Look, guy learns. Gets
Guy
it.
learns. Guy gets it.
No, but like that's what I'm saying. So like it's really hard to believe that people aren't doing their part to.
Gotta step up.
There's
All right,
trash
let's
cans.
just stop littering. Just
Yeah. Well,
pretty sure that's a universal agreement.
It's like wear your seatbelt, don't litter.
universal agreement. I'm not gonna litter. I'm gonna do my best to package up all my trash in the leftover seltzer box that we bring. You crunch down your seltzer. You pack as many of the leftover ones you have left, and then the ones you finished, you toss them in there.
And what's
What-
interesting
it's
about
routine,
that is
right?
like when you crunch it down, you feel like you would have a bunch of room in there, but there's always like never enough room to put them back in.
good
you know?
point. Yeah.
What the heck is all
like-
that?
Bro.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because Andrew's brother, Madge, he is like
Madge.
real big into waste management.
Heads up, surfing big waves.
Oh, wow. We got wave coming in. Hut! Oh, we're handling those.
So the Red Rocket handles anything.
Big waves. Big waves.
Wow. I'm getting nervous.
Oh shit.
We're tipping.
We're tipping. Oh, my God. We're going under.
Nah, we're
Just kidding.
That was
Wow. Hey.
a bad bit.
call.
Bad bit.
No, it was good. That
Okay.
was good. I think the people in the car going to work, they were like,
They're
"Oh,
like,
I feel the wave." Yeah,
Are
you're
they
right.
gonna drown?
Oh, okay. No, but what's so interesting about that story is like, what were they giving you shit about? Were they literally like, "I can't believe you would write a blog on littering," or what was the deal here?
Yeah, like honestly, I got like.
Speaking of the mic.
Yeah, come
Oh,
on.
sorry. Honestly, like the football players and basketball players,
Oh, the
like
sports geeks.
Yeah, the
fucking
sports
jocks, of
Yeah.
course.
freaking nerds,
The
and I was like,
non-litterers.
Sports geeks.
and I was like, I'm sorry, but like we literally live in an area where like we preach sustainable living. Like that's what we
Always got to
focus
wave at the
on.
boat, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry if we take time, but we're recording a podcast. Take care.
That's actually number one rule on the lake.
recording a podcast.
Backpocket.
Woo!
Not into the mic then.
Not into the mic then. You
go
gotta
in-
know.
Yeah, into the
You gotta
mic
know.
when we're talking like this.
Sorry, guys, I'm not.
Happy
a professional.
There you go. It's still.
It's too loud. Still picked
that
it
was
up.
loud.
What was our? Should we turn down the gain just a tad?
Tad?
Yeah, just a tad, so it doesn't cut out all the time.
Yeah.
Because these are so. Let's update you on We'll turn the volume up. Here. Okay, so, these are condenser mics.
Yeah, and
So
we can edit things in post.
Yeah, we can edit things in post, and the cool thing is like you will never. I won't even hear that music. We hear it in the headphones because it plays through. We hear everything, but you don't
So then I
actually.
can turn it up.
I'd say maybe one more notch.
Yeah, that's good notch. Oh man, this is gonna ruin the pod. I'm just kidding. No, but regardless, if you hear the music or not, I can take it out.
Cool.
And what's cool about the condenser mic is it has such a short range. So if the sound waves of where it picks up is like my hand, it's really like only 6 inches from the mic, so you really can't hear much. And I have
Wow.
these windscreens on here, which means it won't pick up the wind.
You've really stepped up your game. Since
Yeah, these are like $300 mics, but we rent them for $60.
And we're clowning.
Yeah, we're clowning. We figured this out.
We're here. Hey,
But-
and this is again. I asked myself, why are we doing this?
Yeah, why?
What the fuck, guys?
What the fuck?
Hey, Declan, we're home. You're here for 3 days, and you're asking.
Welcome
us to
back.
and you're asking me to suffer through this. And I'm asking the whole time. I'm asking myself, what the fuck are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? Hey, what the fuck are we doing? And but I'm just going along with it. We're gonna figure out. Problem solve. Another problem. Declan forgets something. Buddy remembers it. Another problem.
Yep.
And then we're sitting here again, like I started this podcast. It's so blissful to actually accomplish one of these stupid ideas. We're on a boat.
Yeah.
We're sitting in the middle of Tonka, and we're having a conversation.
Have our conversation. And who's to say we can't do it again a little better? You
Exactly.
know? Like now we know the problems and
Yeah,
what we're up
yeah.
against, and it's like that's the coolest part about what we're trying to preach here. Your average quality is the thing that you love to do. It's the thing that you try over and over and over again, but you tried in new ways to progress what you're doing.
Exactly. And we're here today because Ross, we messaged you on last week, maybe Thursday, and we're like, hey, would love to shoot some promos. Are you available a week from today, 3:30 to 4:30? Got a boat, got another boat, and
Got another boat.
right,
Yeah.
we shot the promos on one boat. Now we're recording the podcast on the second boat, and we are here on July 2nd, and you guys are booked for the next 3 days. You guys put in a lot of legwork to succeed on, one of the biggest days of the year. That's incredible. Congrats.
Thank you.
Good work, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. We feel bad because we just want to get everyone on the lake, but we just don't have enough options right now.
And
Not
that
enough
speaks
boats.
volumes. We need some more boats.
We do need some more boats.
So if you're out there and you're not on your boat during 4th of July, then you should make some money by giving your boat to float and let other people ride it with certified captains.
Yes. Certified captains for sure. And that brings up the question, since you're out of boats, would you rather scale with more boats on Tonka or more boats on other lakes?
Other lakes.
Other lakes. All right.
And
Because
we-
you've already dominated the sandbox of
Well, I
Minnetonka.
wouldn't say dominated, but
Okay.
that's one of our key focuses this year is just to really concentrate on the Twin Cities and do it well before going into other markets. And we were planning on going to a few other markets this summer, but we just said, hey, let's just really do the Twin Cities right. Focus on our sandbox like you guys always preach, and yeah, so by the end of this year and going into next year, we should be in more markets. So.
What does it take to get yourself into a new market/lake?
So market is kind of different than lake,
Okay.
but
So then let's start with lake.
it's really just it's promoting to. So all of our advertising dollars are spent within the Twin Cities, and that's why we wanted to just really focus on Twin Cities, and then because every dollar we would spend on a new market, it would take away from doing the Twin Cities really well. So that's why we wanted to stay here. But
But
so
is there
to,
only
to answer your question
is,
though?
Is Minnetonka the only Twin Cities lake?
Nope. Minnetonka, Wiper Lake, Prior Lake, St. Croix River, Mississippi River.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So are those other lakes that you're going after currently?
Actually, we're in Red Wing now too.
Okay, so where are you located then right now? Where
What?
could you book a boat with
All
your
those
boat?
places I just said.
Dude, okay.
We're not just on
Fuck
Tonka.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
That's legit, dude.
Right?
You guys,
Diversity.
since the last time we talked, that's incredible. You guys fucking like 7x'd.
5X this
5X,
year and
sorry.
5X the previous year.
Dude, that's amazing. That's so cool. That's so cool.
Thanks,
like
man.
you guys are succeeding and then some. If you think about it, you
The thing is though, like
problems are good problems.
We've only just begun.
I know.
Like this is the
I
very, very,
know.
very, very, very beginning.
I know. We just started
crazy.
recording podcasts on boats. We're gonna be doing this for a while. I think we can make
The
this
rest
happen.
of summer.
Yeah. And that's not to take away from what you're doing because we can now record on other lakes. Just
Totally.
saying.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of boats, and when we're going to be together again later this year, let's just talk about that for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. August 8th.
August 8th.
I'll see you August 8th.
I'll see you August 8th.
Boatchella.
Yeah.
Stillwater, Minnesota.
Yeah. So Andrew and I just got back from participating.
Yeah, we were there.
We did a boat walkthrough, boat tour on the boat that Boatchella will be held this year.
Surfing big waves again.
And yeah, okay, waves coming in, but I got good hips. If you're watching YouTube, you're like, wow, he handled that.
Great
Yeah,
hits.
Totally no problem.
Going a big wave.
Put my hips in a cable or a camera stabilizer real quick. But aside from that, Boatchella, we toured the boat today, and it's like 10 times better than the boat we had last year. I don't know how we pulled it off to where we were like, okay, we're going to go on this boat instead, and just saw from websites and whatnot, like that was going to be the better boat. 4 stories, open rooftop. 3rd floor is still a party floor. And then the first floor is like a like a cigar lounge, like tons of leather chairs, lay back. And the 2nd floor is food. Like, it's literally everything you need in a boat.
So is it safe to say you 10x'd this year?
We maxed out. We maxed out our opportunity. I honestly don't think there's a better boat in Minnesota to do this thing on.
No.
This boat is gorgeous. Like, on the outside of it, it's sleek. It doesn't look like your ferries like that we were on last year. It was kind of like a river ferry, if you will. This year, it's a goddamn yacht. Like, it's massive.
It's big.
And
it's bigger than we thought.
You walk in, and you're going to be blown away by just the leather chairs. I don't know what it is, but there's like 40 of them, and they're all just perfectly placed in like a systematic way to make you believe that you're on the nicest boat of all time.
Yeah.
And I believe it, and I think it actually is. And then you go up to the 2nd floor, and it's an all-you-can-eat buffet for the dogs.
Yeah, for the dogs.
Besides the Red Rocket, right?
All right, the Red Rocket's right up there. It's just in a whole different limelight. Like,
No, all right, let's pause for an advertisement. So this is the Red Rocket. We're on the Red Rocket. Thank you to Red Rocket for providing this podcast and this opportunity.
And you can find the Red Rocket on letsfloat.com.
Letsfloat.com?
Correct.
Letsfloat.com. Perfect. Yeah, so
And
you can book
rent.
your...
You can rent this boat that we're on right now.
Yeah.
You can rent this very boat.
This
and
very boat.
If you truly love this boat, you're seeing it, you're visualizing yourself inside this boat.
This could be you.
enjoying. This could be you. Might as well use promo code BP10 for 10% off.
Yeah, BB10. That's all it takes.
Beautiful.
That's all it takes. Take a little snib off the top. You'd be like, oh, really? These
Do
fucking idiot
it.
podcasters got me 10% off. They saved me $60. Sure, dude.
We'll throw in a couple extra
And
life jackets.
guess what $60 buys?
Life jackets?
Yeah.
Life jackets. Life
No,
jackets.
no, I'm just kidding. They come with the boat.
Okay, I was gonna say, okay, with $60, I can buy close to 12 burritos from Chipotle.
Yeah, that's you're
damn
feeding.
near.
So you're renting a
feeding a
boat
nation.
and you're feeding the boat.
2 families. If it's a pontoon, if we're renting a pontoon, we can fit 12 on. Then I can use my Backpocket promo code to buy
burrito.
Chipotle for everyone on board.
Right.
That's huge.
If I had $60 extra left in my wallet to spend on whatever I want, I mean, obviously, Boatchella tickets. If you get 8 people or more,
Sure,
you
dude,
you
yeah.
can spend, you get $55.
Can't tell you how many times we're gonna promote Boatchella on this fucking boat, but we got to do it,
Right.
guys.
That's a given.
Anyway, $60. What are you doing?
$60, you can get 3 cases of White Claw for your
Wow,
experience.
yeah, good
I mean, they're
point.
roughly, $17.99. A couple
Yeah.
add in a tax. You're fighting that $60 mark.
Yeah.
True.
Okay, so
True.
I'll say this.
Or you go Lift Bridge seltzers.
Liftbridge seltzers, yeah. If you want to do that, just seltzers in general. Like, you can get any seltzer, but after trying the Liftbridge seltzer today, I'm a seltzer review guy. I'm drinking Vizzy. Liftbridge seltzer, what was it? Blue agave margarita?
Yes, sir.
Let's get after that.
Wow.
That's what I want.
Eli, what would you do with the $60 you saved?
Where's this going?
This is
This is a podcast.
no. The
This is
audience.
a podcast on a boat. What do you mean where's it going? We're anchored in.
Yeah. First off, the audience, the listeners, they have no idea where this is going.
I
The speakers, the participants, the hosts, they have no idea where this is going. But we're speaking.
We're speaking. So nonetheless.
I'd probably spend on weed, honestly.
Okay, all right. So you can buy an eighth. No, you can buy a quad.
No, more than that.
Buy a quad with an eighth. Or buy a
Back where
quad
I'm
with
from,
$60.
No, yeah, I could buy more than that.
More?
Wow. She's
Wow.
getting deals. She's got
Okay,
deals.
so if you're getting more than a quad of weed for $60, I would say I would take that as a patron. I would take that over Boatchella. Or no, I would take that over
The seltzers?
the seltzers and Chipotle.
Not Boatchella, though.
Not Boatchella.
Boatchella.
Sorry, totally messed up.
I'm sorry.
No, that's wait.
Don't
Why are you
apologize.
apologizing? That's really good. That's a great point.
Valid.
All
Exactly.
right, snaps
Snaps.
for Eli,
For Eli.
making a good point.
AKA
Thank you,
Beth.
thank you.
Yeah,
thank
AKA Beth-
you.
AKA Beth.
Yeah,
Is it tough
exactly.
having like multiple names or
Honestly, yeah. Like,
speaking of like?
there's so many, I get confused, but
Is that Haley?
No.
Who's that?
I don't recognize any of those.
Dude, too bad we don't have the Backpocket logo on the side, because like
Do you have
that's
a
what-
flag?
Well,
No,
could
we
have, like, just a
should.
big banner.
Next time we should have a flag.
Yeah.
You gotta have a flag.
Next time we should have a flag. That looks like,
I'm for
whatever.
sure
It's
getting
irrelevant.
sunburned right now.
Hey, we're getting sun, dude, for Boatchella. No, just kidding. But so no, that's sweet. So what would I spend $60 on? I don't know if I ever answered, but
You
we
said
might as well.
Chipotle.
I did.
Ross, what would you spend the 60
What would you
bucks
spend it on?
More life jackets and safety equipment.
Wow.
on?
That's a guy for the company.
Some hand sanitizer, some masks.
Tons of hand sanitizer, Lysol.
That's all.
Right.
Right. For the corp.
For the corp. Just makes sense. You know what really makes me angry is, and it shouldn't make me
Why are
angry.
you angry, dude?
Yeah, I'm angry. Shit.
Last time you said those words, can't remember.
Can't remember.
I'm
Shoot.
curious now, though. You gotta finish.
Yeah. Man, I'm not angry, but it bothered me that no one else knows how much this took to fucking have 4 mics in our hand.
I took I took a couple pictures and like a few videos, but I was kicking myself in the butt. I should have recorded the whole thing because this was like.
Dude, we can take pictures now. So here's
Well, I would just wish we were recording the audio of us trying to figure this out. How many the amount of
Oh,
times
yeah.
that we said the words, "Oh shit, this ain't gonna work anymore," or "Uh-oh, we don't have this piece." Is this gonna turn on?
Yeah, no.
Oh my
exactly.
god, just on repeat. It's
Every time.
It's weird. Why? I don't know why this takes so much.
It
I feel
doesn't.
like we're doing it wrong.
No, Andrew and I were. Well, no, we're doing it.
I don't know what like
No, hold on. Hold on.
90% of the chords
Hold on.
are here for.
No, those are all
See, like-
waste now because we got greedy. All these cords that you're looking at in the middle here are all just for live stream stuff. It's HDMI cords and
Got it,
power
got
cords.
it.
They
for
would've
the
plugged into the
cameras.
cameras.
There's so many just like
That makes more
useless
sense.
cords.
I thought it was like just a ton going on here. I was
There
like,
is a
wow, how
good
did they
amount of-
figure this out?
XLR in there though.
So yeah, these are the mics that we just bought for Sid and Sophie. They're starting their own podcast. We're helping them out with equipment and production, and so we just got it all on Amazon like a couple days ago. And I was like, instead of me taking the time to tear out all the stuff that we already have and potentially damage it, why not just use the brand new stuff, rent some new mics, use the headphones that we already have, and then just go from there. And that's pretty much what we're doing. And that's the coolest part about like. If people ever ask like, oh, what's the coolest thing that Backpocket's done this year? What's the coolest thing that Backpocket does? I would say most people would say Boatchella. They would point to an event or things that everyone gets excited for. But what I get excited for is being able to produce a podcast and share that same experience that I have with someone else. The fact that I now have the opportunity to produce Sid and Sophie's podcast, which is going to be kind of like, if you listen to Barstool, it's going to be like Call Her Daddy and a spin-off there.
Chicks in the Office.
Chicks in the Office. You get the point.
Yeah.
The fact that we get to like do that and I just get to do something that's just totally external from myself and people are just as passionate about it, dude, sayonara. That rocks.
That does rock.
Kicks ass. Oh, boys.
We're on a lake. This is way cooler than a podcast.
So ranking like podcast locations,
Yeah, so far,
where does this stand?
number one right now
Well,
for me.
number one that we've endured.
Okay,
But
sure.
we got to think through and talk through where the number one podcast situation,
could go.
place,
Correct.
environment, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Where is that? Because on a lake is up there because I love being on water and just floating. I don't need to do anything else but float. And the fact that I get to record myself and have this for later and maybe a couple other people listen to it and maybe enjoy it, bags.
Bags.
Mentally. Not,
Cool.
not
What
nice.
we're doing is the best part about boating.
Correct.
Just sitting
Recording a podcast. That's good.
and recording podcasts.
And record podcast. Yeah.
So on a lake is a given. Where else?
Yeah,
shall we
that's at least top
record
10. Yeah,
podcasts?
where should we record next? That's the real question.
Well, I guess I don't know. What are some other places you recorded at?
Outdoors. This is the second one we've done.
So everywhere else has been in your studio in your house?
Or in an indoor location.
Okay.
Yeah, so we record either in our studio.
Hey, so you've already gotten the taste of outdoors. I mean, you've done it on a boat, so now maybe some more outdoors places?
Yeah.
I think yes. That is the direction I want to head.
Mm-hmm.
Is it mountainous? Is it, heading
I
up,
was thinking that too.
heading over to Denver, Beaver Creek, Breckenridge, Vale? Like
Arizona,
skiing?
Tucson.
In the canyon?
Yeah. Well, the cool thing, so that's kind of there's a couple layers to this question because a podcast could be us not having any of this equipment and one of us, we all have phones. One of us just hits record on our voice memos and we sit in the middle and we have a conversation. That's a podcast. But what we do, I mean, we set up the equipment, we get the nice audio, we buy the mics, we buy the headphones, we put it all together and we call that a podcast. So where could we have basically like an outlet to plug into? We need one outlet.
That's all you need.
We need one outlet, clearly.
Yeah, even
One outlet to
even
make it
car
happen.
Car audio outlet works.
Right. Car audio. Yeah, we did a little car plug-in outlet to a 3-prong, and then plugged in our mixer, and that's all we needed. But even then, we can make a smaller mixer or a battery-powered mixer, 4 outputs, hike a 14er, and record up there.
Right.
I think the answer is the options are endless.
The options are endless.
Yes.
So where should we?
So where should we go?
I'm thinking we can go anywhere.
I want to go and record a podcast on the top of a 14er. I think it'd be awesome to hike a 14er.
14,000-foot mountain.
Yeah, you start at 9,000. It's 5,000 foot.
What about the
climb.
Boundary Waters?
Yeah, camping podcast. That'd be cool. If we had a generator, no, that's a no-brainer. We've already done
Right,
that.
because we can record many of them.
Yeah, we just need gasoline. Make sure that
That last generator that we brought to Mill City Ruins.
So amazing.
I mean, we didn't even tap into it. And
Yeah, we didn't even
recorded
get started.
For 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah, 2-3 hours. So so this is the first time we did an outdoor podcast, which is why we're here. Is we were like, okay, let's one of our potential guests. He hasn't come on yet, but he was like, hey, we should do an outdoor podcast, and so we went out and recorded in Mill Ruins Park, right by the Stone Ridge Bridge, and just set up a whole podcast studio completely outside, and we messed it up.
Of course.
Of course we did, right?
Yeah.
It was.
That's a given.
Yeah, I hope we get the audio on this one. We didn't even get the audio on the last one.
Right. We got all the video.
We got all the video. We got all the drone stuff.
Our producer forgot to hit record.
Our producer forgot to hit record, and we didn't get any of it.
Dang.
Brutal.
So we made it work. It's still an episode 271, BP in the wild. But now BP on the boat, 274, or whatever this is. This is much better audio.
Nice.
So, but it always comes back to the point of like, your average qualities is something that you do that you love to do. You're never going to be the best at what you do. But if you have that same mindset of not being the best at what you do, when you look back, you'll be like, okay, I'm pretty good. Michael Jordan got to the point where he was so focused on doing the best at what he could do, and it wasn't until a documentary came out that the world agreed that he was the best at what he did. It's the same thing for us. We're not the best podcasters. You're not the best boat runner. You're not the best entrepreneur. You're not the best person. None of us are. But at some point, we want to be able to look back and see progress. That's why we highlight the year. That's why we highlight all these different types of milestones, so we can look back and see, okay, is there improvement? But there's no improvement unless you're actively, presently putting yourself in situations where you're going to have a million average qualities.
And that's the key. You got to put yourself in situations where you can have improvement, because if you don't, you're never going to improve and never learn.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. If you avoid them, more times than not, you're choosing to be stagnant. You're backing away from the ability to feel vulnerable, the ability to be like, oh fuck, I'm in a position I've never been in before. You're stepping away from that if you say no to the new or a potential growth opportunity.
But I feel like people don't know enough that they aren't even aware of the fact that they're not in an uncomfortable situation. They're just happy with their life, which if you're happy with your life, go for it.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
But some of us just don't like the vacation life. Some of us just feel really weird about being comfortable.
Guys,
What's
have
up, guys?
Have we talked about the boat wave?
No.
Yeah, you always got to
You
wave.
always wave to
Always
just
wave.
Yeah.
people on the boat.
I'm giving them the.
You're
raw
weird if
count.
you don't wave to them.
Yeah.
But if you're out in normal
what do
life and
you-
you just wave to someone, you're.
What's
You're a
the
weird
best
psycho.
boat wave?
Yeah.
You don't do a piece, right? You don't do this?
I always throw up the piece.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
you do? Okay.
Yeah, I always throw
I
up
would
the
do
piece.
this. One love.
I've
One
been
love.
doing that the whole time.
Yeah, one love.
Am I
one love.
weirdo for doing peace?
No, it's weird. It's weird if you square up the piece.
Yeah.
Right?
Like
If you
push
just,
it out.
If you just casually
No,
put it
yeah,
out there.
you gotta
Yeah. It's the Jeep wave, if you will.
Yeah.
Right. God bless.
I love the boat wave.
All right.
Yeah.
So what are the chances that we by the time this podcast ends, that there's someone that comes literally right by us and then hops on the mics?
Oh, that'd be a miracle.
That'd be a miracle, right?
Yeah,
But
that's
it feels
fine.
like these idiots are pretty damn close.
They acknowledge us. They acknowledged us the most.
Yeah. What's to say one of these guys is gonna swan dive out of this boat and then come over here and be like, oh, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing?
Probably like 50%.
Yeah, there's a good chance.
Ross, I'm gonna need your finger.
Andrew's trying to check the cheese.
61%.
61. Dude, your
Word.
battery's killing it. Are we
brand-
Very,
it's brand
very
new.
efficient.
Are we
battery.
using the frozen veggies?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. See, that's why I brought it. People were looking at, why, Declan, why are you bringing frozen veggies in a towel? I'm like, trust me.
Trust me.
I've learned before.
Hey, we've done a few of these when we did the Zoom stuff,
Yeah.
and the
You know-
laptop would crash.
Right.
Frozen veggies.
Frozen veggies.
Frozen veggies. It's the best way to
I
transfer
firmly believe
cold.
my laptop, my MacBook, didn't survive 6 years. It only survived 6 years versus like the typical Mac lasting like 10, because I was recording so much crap or so much stuff on there that the fan was humming.
Just broke.
It broke,
Are
but
you
also,
serious?
but I also I think I
Oh,
broke.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Also, I think I broke it because I put it in the refrigerator, because it was just
Yeah.
it was so hot and the fan was pumping so fast that it needed to be cooled down. So I would plug it into an Ethernet, and then I'd throw it in the refrigerator and I'd close it, and the laptop would stop. The fan would decompress, and the speed time of the video processing would increase. Or it'd become faster.
You don't have to explain it. You just overloaded your laptop for like 2 years.
But the
And because like nowadays, like we'll produce this podcast, it'll be roughly an hour, a little over that maybe, even if it's 2 hours. All
Hey,
the
there's a lot of
camera,
there's a lot of sunlight left.
right? No, we got a lot of sunlight left, but all of the cameras, all of the audio compiled into one big file is probably no more than 60 gigabytes. When we edit it, when we post produce it in Adobe Premiere, it ends up being anywhere from like 5 to like 9 gigabytes, depending on your audio or on your video quality. His laptop, we would have to plan out podcasts and exports in advance because his laptop would take 24 hours to
Damn.
produce a podcast because it was so slow and just so the processing speed was from another planet.
yeah,
But
the caveman era.
so, and it would overheat and crash on us. So we'd be like, we just lost the podcast. So now we got to go back through and do it again. And so we got smart and we had a cooler full of frozen veggies and ice
Wow.
and towels. And we would just place that thing, the laptop, physically in there with all the cords attached and shut it. And that would bring the time down to like 17 hours.
Wow.
And it worked.
Sometimes life's so simple.
yeah, I love how
50 hours.
I
Or
love-
50 podcasts we did that.
I love how you prefaced that situation with, we got smart.
We did, though.
We got frozen peas. No, we did get smart. It's just funny how we got smart.
Yeah, the different points in which you got smart.
So I'm assuming that computer's done.
Yeah, it's kaput.
Yeah.
So
I don't
you
know where
replaced
is.
it.
I replaced it. I now have a MacBook Air that I should have just bought the Pro. I got fancy with the Air, and it just doesn't work as fast. But I have a desktop MacBook or iMac, and I'm a satisfied customer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good shit.
So I just bought a new.
We're using it
computer.
today.
Yeah, we're using it today.
The lifesaver.
But I was sick of my computer kind of doing the same thing, using Premiere, Illustrator, and just like the computer's not made for that. So I bought a 13-inch MacBook Pro. I should have gone with the 15-inch, but I just don't like the size of it. So I got the 13-inch and just like souped it up. So like i7, 32 gigs of RAM, terabyte of storage. Yeah, like
that's a
all
legit
that.
laptop then.
It's
Oh,
legit,
damn.
Yeah.
You know, I did the same thing. Like, if you're buying a new laptop, what they're gonna give you is not what you're gonna most likely need or even want.
Yeah.
And so you got to pay for the upgrades. But you got 32 gigs of RAM, you got freaking a terabyte of storage. That's solid,
It's a beast little 13-inch.
Yeah. No, that. If you can make an iPhone, you can make a laptop with that much power. You know, like that's kick ass, man. Like I paid $3,000 for that laptop that we were about to use, and we could have been streaming full bore, and it's awesome. It's so much fun to have a good laptop.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, but it's funny though, cause so when
Big waves.
big waves are coming. Oh my God, the boat's sinking. I
No,
swear these
no,
kids
the
that
Red
are tied up.
Rocket's sturdy.
They're coming over
These
here.
they're coming over. There's literally, if you're a betting man, these guys are coming over. What's up, boys?
The boys. And they're gone.
And they're gone. Shit, actually they're leaving.
They think they're too.
These guys are idiots. What are they doing?
He leaves and he goes, yo. Now that guy's a boater.
No, so get this, Ross. So, I in between me going to Tucson and me finishing out my job in Minneapolis, I had about 2 weeks just of pretty much vacation. And during that time, I was like, I got to get a new laptop for live streaming. Like, that was my main goal. So I bought this laptop. It's a nice laptop. It freaking works. But I was like, I got this really other nice laptop. Might as well sell it. So I listed it on eBay. Some guy's like, I'll give you. I was listing it for $1,000. Some guy was like, I'll give you $1,400 for it. Wow. And I was like, okay. He's like, here's my PayPal. Just requested. I click the link. Boat wave, guys. Boat wave. Boat wave. How's it going? Anyways, so we're ultimately the guy ends up fucking scamming me. I don't get any of the money.
You trusted.
I trusted.
What website?
PayPal.
PayPal.
eBay.
Wow.
Damn.
But it was more or less my fault, obviously.
Did anything like happen to you?
From me losing a $1,500 laptop, I did. But
Oh, so you sent it to him and nothing
Yeah.
came through. Got it.
exactly. And it was because he sent like a phishing type email that looked like PayPal and timed it up exactly with eBay. So he just bought it, never paid, put his card in, sent a fake email that looked exactly like the thing. I hit OK. And then he's like, yeah, just send me the shipping address and then the payment will go through. And I was like, okay, not going to think twice about this. Went,
Damn.
sent it, and then
I'm sorry, man.
literally the next day I was like, oh, shoot. Like, I just lost that money. But and I was like, okay, I just bought this brand new laptop to enable me to do what?
Exactly.
Live stream and help people live stream during COVID. So I was like, okay, my goal is going to be to make $1,500 back with this laptop.
You will. Screw that guy. Karma. That's all I gotta say.
Right. That's just the mindset. I mean, I haven't told my mom that. She doesn't listen to this podcast, so we're good. But Carol does.
Carol listens.
Does Carol listen?
Carol tunes into
Carol's Andrew's mom, by the way.
Carol's.
Speaking to the mic.
Yeah.
Eli.
Yeah, Aunt Carol.
Oh,
Aunt Carol. Aunt Carol.
hi, Aunt Carol.
I doubt she's listening. She tunes into the social media posts and Instagram stories and.
Can we talk about that
all
real quick?
Yeah.
So
My mom is very concerned about Declan. Is that what you want to talk about?
yeah, she's concerned. I feel like a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
people are concerned, though, to be real.
Why?
Actually, no one's concerned except for Andrew's mom. Let's be real.
Yeah. Let me see.
What?
So I was talking to my mom.
This is pretty funny.
I was talking to my mom earlier this week, and for the last like 3-4 weeks since Deck's been down in Tucson, whenever I call her to say, keep in touch.
Keep tabs.
Keep
yeah.
tabs.
He's the middle child. He's the
Middle child.
favorite, and
Right.
like it's literally because this man's on the phone with his parents, like at least once a week.
Once a week.
He's committed.
Sharing my life with my parents. And my mom wants to know how Declan's doing. She's curious. She sees the social media posts and she's like, I'm concerned. What's going on? I need to know if he's okay. And then she just randomly, throughout a 30-minute, 40-minute conversation, she'll stop whatever we're talking about, whether it's, Boatchella or, what we're doing for the 4th or how Elizabeth's doing. She'll break in that stride with what's going on with Declan. I noticed that he's got an outdoor kitchen. That's not okay. That's not okay. How is he handling this?
I think that's absolutely amazing. You have an outdoor kitchen? Let's just talk about this a little bit.
yeah.
An outdoor kitchen, an outdoor
Continue,
shower.
Outdoor
Wow.
shower, outdoor kitchen. Outdoor.
I feel like you're thriving.
Oh, it was
Why
amazing.
not?
You guys want to be a part of that?
So your mom doesn't like that?
I don't know if you would really like that either, to be honest.
Yeah,
An
it's not
outdoor
that
kitchen.
great.
Think about walking outside and then being all hot and shit and gotta cook eggs.
So you don't have an indoor kitchen?
No.
You just an outdoor kitchen.
Just an
Okay,
outdoor
that changes things.
Dude, yeah, I don't have an option. I'm like, oh yeah, I got an indoor kitchen and an outdoor kitchen. It's like, no.
I was just thinking about this grill sink setup in the backyard, but no.
I think my favorite story is the sour cream. He's making a burrito and he takes the sour cream out of the refrigerator, puts it next to his food supply. In no more than 20 minutes, maybe less, the sour cream has gone wrong because it's too hot outside. It goes green.
All right, I'd be concerned.
Dude, it was the worst. It's like you don't ever think about, and you never should think about, oh, I'm gonna go make pizza. I'm gonna go make eggs. I'm gonna make pasta. I'm gonna go boil some stuff, put some cheese on it, call it a day. Mac and cheese. You never think about the comfort of your own home while you're making it. You're like, I'm going to go to the kitchen. You're like, that's the kitchen. It's in my house. It's whatever. But, like, going outside is one thing. Going outside to now make your food in your kitchen, it's like, oh, my God. Like, I'm, like, sweating putting in my frozen pizza. I'm sweating making mac and cheese.
I understand how she's concerned.
She's concerned, and not only is
Moms are always right.
he's
First off,
he's describing
Yes,
this scenario, these situations on this very podcast, but he's posted every single one on his social
On my
media too.
Instagram story,
And he's got the mustache and the mullet, and usually the speed shades. So my mom also sees that and she goes, "That's not a good look. He needs to fix it up. He's in a professional setting. We need to do better."
I'm gonna respectfully disagree.
right. Moms are always right until they talk about how I look. I've asked every single mom how my mullet looks, and they're like, that's the worst thing I've ever seen. And I'm like, good. Buy low, sell high. Right? If you think I look this bad and you're not willing to talk to me, whatever. Honestly,
This
don't
is
even care if you will talk to me.
It's a poll on Instagram.
It is. Good point, Ross. Seriously.
Amen to that.
What do you
It's
think,
full.
Eli? You think the mullet looks good, or you're like, this is gross?
I don't know. Mullets aren't bad.
Okay.
There you go.
Mullets
All
are
right.
not bad.
They're
Mullets
not
aren't bad.
Yeah. She gives it the Maddie C. Memorial.
Yeah.
I'll give it like a 7 out of 10.
Oh,
Right.
that's pretty good. That's pretty high.
That's actually pretty good, but it also makes me feel unconfident in the fact that you're not willing to go the distance to say, oh, that's actually a 4 out of 10. Because
I'll take another busy.
there's it. Look, I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like,
Doing
you know
Eli's
what?
job.
Thank you.
That ain't that
I
good.
didn't sign up for this.
All right, let's continue on.
This
with
mullet
how-
ain't that good.
Your
but
mullet's all right, dude. It's
Yeah,
got more
it's-
progress.
It's a
to go.
stage. Is
I
what
mean,
I'm
it's not
saying.
perfect.
Yeah.
You got
No,
some work
it's
to do,
not.
but
We talk
a
about
lot of
progress.
potential.
You're,
Progress.
you're open for progress.
My superintendent, he's
maybe
had
maybe
a
the
mullet.
next podcast I'm on, it'll be like
You'll be like, wow,
Perfect.
Declan, you really tripled down on the mullet, and then you just like. You
And Andrew's
grimace, you're
mom's
like, you look great.
3 times more concerned.
Yeah. If he's got a true mullet, oof.
Right. My boss who has had a mullet, Bummy. Got to give a shout out to Bummy.
Shout out, Bummy.
Shout out Bummy
From Eastern Ohio.
Eastern
big
Ohio.
Steelers fan.
Big Steelers fan, big Ohio State fan, from a town of 1,000,
Bummy.
and he is an awesome superintendent. And the guy, I mean, he puts me on blast like a football coach, but he shows you the love where it matters. And I'll get into that at some point later. But he goes, he's had a mullet in the past, right? The guy was a fucking rock star, and he goes, and he's got this southern accent. And he goes, that ain't no fucking mullet. That ain't no fucking mullet, Declan. And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, it's not trimmed enough on the side. You know, that ain't no fucking mullet. I think he said that like 8 times on a conference call. It was amazing. Everyone heard it. So
You
I don't
just
have a
gotta
mullet
listen-
yet.
Yeah, you just got to hear it.
Even Bummy, the guy who I want
you
the
gotta
approval
prove
from.
him wrong.
Right. Well, let the hair prove him wrong. I'll trim it up and everything. I mean, I've been going at this mullet for like 3 months.
You have. He's gotten 3 haircuts, and every single time he asks for a mullet, and he walks away, and the majority of the people are like, "Is that a mullet?" This, I think, is the closest one where people are "You're a fucking-"
Close, yeah.
But you haven't broken through with the true audience of the mullet.
It's
The
just
pe-
the length in the back. You
Yeah.
gotta
yeah,
yeah.
it's just got to keep going, and I'm so
time.
here
You just
for
gotta
it.
let time do its work.
Exactly. It's literally it.
It's close.
It's so close.
Other reasons why my mom's concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are some other reasons?
Some other reasons. Declan forgot his keys in Minneapolis. However, and that's all he posted
to
on
your Airbnb.
to
in
his
Tucson?
Airbnb. So
Oh,
he couldn't get
nice.
into his Airbnb when he got back from work when he returned that day. And he knew he didn't have his keys when he got into my car when I drove him to the airport in the morning. And he's just like, fuck it, I'll find it. I'll figure it out. And then
I don't need the keys.
I don't need the keys. And lo and behold, he gets to the Airbnb. He can't get in. He records a little Instagram story about how he can't get in. And then his landlord comes through and, his
Those keys would be really
I
nice.
meet
right
my
now.
roommate for the first
His
time,
roommate, yeah.
who lets me, who unlocks the back door and lets me in.
Yeah, so that's how he gets in. Lo and behold, he finds his keys a few days later in a side pocket.
It's literally in my backpack. I'm packing up to head back and move out of this Airbnb. So breaking news, I'm now living with my boss, Bummy. I live with him instead.
Yeah. But my mom is rightfully concerned
Rightfully concerned.
that you don't have your keys to get back into the home you live in. And I know on the back end that he hasn't shared even this part with my mom, that he chose to pretty much give up on the fact that he can't find his keys.
It was 5 a.m. I would rather.
But you gotta gotta have those keys ready before 5 a.m. You know,
Right,
like
no,
the
I
day
did
before,
not. Yeah.
something like that. Just know
Yeah.
where your keys are, dude.
I didn't think about it.
And hey, take it a step further, Andrew. He carries the 2 keys he needs to get into his Airbnb loosely. They're not on a ring.
Oh,
they're
just
not
like
on
a
a
plain
lanyard.
key?
Just
Yeah.
a plain key. 2 of them.
Wow.
And he just threw them in his pocket when he got into the on the airplane, and just assumed they would still be in his pocket when he got
You
back
live life on the
airplane.
edge.
Yeah, I have been living life on the edge, and I think if we're gonna blatantly say what it is that Andrew's mom's concerned about is exactly that. I'm living life on the edge.
Right.
I ran out of gas in the middle of Arizona, and turned that all into a podcast, the Decky Tucson update. But nonetheless, that's another countless example of the 4
So-
weeks I've been there. I have 3 stories of like, Jesus Christ, what's wrong with this guy?
So I guess let's hear it. How is Decky doing?
Ooh, good point.
Oh,
Good question.
Good question. Do you run a podcast? Wait a second.
I asked the questions here.
You're like, yeah, I run a podcast. We record strictly podcasts on boats. It's called the Float Podcast.
Hey.
Hey, wait a second. Whoa,
Whoa.
whoa. And then just have
Produced by.
us. We'll do it. Dude, make me a captain. We'll figure out a much
Done.
simpler way to
Done.
do it. And we bring on fucking bachelor parties. We bring on anybody who's willing to come on the podcast or the boat, and we record podcasts. How cool would that be?
Amen
That'd be
to
pretty
that.
cool. But you being a captain is
Yeah.
it's done.
I've been hunting your guys' DMs. I've been hunting
Yeah.
the text messages. I want to be a captain so bad. Andrew's already a captain.
I'm a captain.
That's our
Hired.
process of vetting captains is how resilient
how
are you?
bad do you want to
Yeah.
be a captain? No, I
And you
get
passed.
it.
You passed.
No, I get it, dude. I totally get it. But how am I doing? I'm doing great, dude. Living the dream. I can't complain. This is the best life I'm living, man. I can't look at my life and be
Hell
like,
yeah.
"Oh, you're doing it wrong." There's never a point where I look at my life and I'm like, "What are you doing?" There are times where I'm like questioning it. There are times where I'm like, "Oh, I'm not in a great situation." But in the grand scheme of things, when you macro it out a little bit, you're like, "Oh, dude, you can't."
What's better than that? That's as good as it gets.
Literally.
Congrats.
Literally.
Congrats.
Thank you. How are you doing?
Doing great.
You're doing great. See? Everyone's doing fine. Everyone's doing just fine.
That's me.
How you doing,
How
Andrew?
you doing, Andy?
How you doing, Andrew?
Dude, I'm doing well. I need to talk about the grass real quick.
The grass?
The grass.
Okay.
So we're on water and it's beautiful. This is Lake Minnetonka. We're in Wayzata, gorgeous area, and we're near the peninsula of this little cove. And there's a house right on the edge that's got a 360 view of the entire, area of this Lake Minnetonka portion.
Get the words out, dude. You got it.
But the grass is cut like it's, the fairways at Augusta. How do they do that?
Yeah. It is nice out here in Minnetonka.
It's not bad.
Who's mowing through the rocks? Just
It's
traversing.
just not easy.
It's a traverse. There's
It
no other
is.
better way to
really
put it.
is.
So actually, when the groundskeepers aren't on Augusta, that's who they hire.
They're
They
hired
come
here.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's fucking crazy. How do they?
Azaleas and all.
Yeah, they pay for those flights, and just like some
Comp-
janitor
comp
guy
everything.
who's cut grass his whole life is like, "Hey man, I know we only cut grass around South Carolina, but we were thinking about sending you to Minnesota to cut some grass." And he was,
That's
"Do you think-
exactly what happens
You're not
to
gonna
us.
say no to that, right?
No.
No way.
I wouldn't.
No.
No way.
Just what gets better than this?
Dude, literally nothing. Like this actually tops the Mill City or the Mill Ruins Park podcast.
Amen.
Like this is so awesome.
I
We're
wish I
just
had like a
out
bag
here.
of pretzels or something.
Dude, we got beers. We got bottomless
I know.
seltzers.
My tummy wants a pretzel.
Okay, so yeah, you're telling me what's when Andrew gets like hungry too, it's bad news. But whatever, dude.
I'm
We'll
gonna
make
fight
You gonna
through it,
get
dude.
cranky?
I get hangry.
Oh, it's so bad. He can't operate. He's not
I'll
workable.
figure it out, dude.
He'll figure it out.
I'm not giving up on myself yet. Don't
Ross,
give up
what's
on
your
me.
favorite seltzer, dude?
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, tough question. I struck a chord.
I think I just got to revert back to the classic White Claw.
Okay, I'll follow up with this, and this kind of pertains. Oh, thank you, Eli.
Eli's on it.
Eli, we'll give you some audio time here soon. Just saying,
Patience.
all the white guy
I'm just
podcasters, we've been
listening.
here
Don't worry
before.
about it.
But I just can't remember the last 5 different seltzers I've drinking. Like I don't
Drank. Yeah.
drank.
Yeah, drank.
They're
Drinking.
They're not
drinking,
they're,
drinking.
unrememberable, irrememberable.
But they're kind of all the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
But I
but
just don't know the names.
so okay, so Bummy. my boss, I brought White Claws out to the course the other day, and he goes, "You know those ain't nothing but fucking wine coolers, right?" And I was like, "I've never
He's
had a
not
wine."
wrong.
He's not wrong. We're drinking wine, like, but why is it bad to drink a wine cooler? I've never had one. Do I want to try one? No, because you're gonna get made fun of for that shit. But he's associating the things I'm drinking with the things that everyone would make fun of for.
What's a wine cooler?
I think that
Yeah.
I don't even
it's
know what that
packaged
means.
differently.
Is this supposed to taste like
no,
wine?
probably not.
Yeah, it's just a different. No, a wine cooler just means it's like a flavored drink with alcohol, which is exactly what these are.
Yeah.
They're carbonated. They're tailored to the right people who also buy LaCroix. No one wants to feel heavy from beers, so you fucking drink these because they're refreshing.
The people that drink beers like on repeat and refuse to drink a claw, I'm thinking to myself, that's like you're drinking a Mountain Dew repeatedly and then bashing the people that drink a Gatorade. Like, Gatorades aren't great for you either. Like, you drink a ton of Gatorades when you're not supposed to drink them.
Good
Like,
point.
that's not great. But you're still drinking Mountain Dews. Like, that's bad.
So are the beer people thinking the seltzer's unhealthy?
No, the beer people are looking at it like it's this.
We're
it's,
fucking
it's
Weenie
this
Hut Juniors.
It's this sports drink that's supposed to help you maintain some.
Hey, y'all are a bunch
Endurance.
of weenies. No, it's literally this. Y'all are a bunch of weenies for drinking them White Claws.
Antioxidants.
Yeah, vitamin C.
The fact that we have vitamin C in here, which kills COVID. Let me sell that real quick. Kills COVID.
Superfruit.
And the beer drinking crowd who, frowns upon White Claws or seltzers in general, they're like, oh, you're drinking those fucking wine coolers, those flavored drinks.
I did a bad job defending myself.
And it's like, dude, we just sold it, man. Like, they marketed it to us. We were very hesitant as people, as beer drinkers in college, to dive into White Claws. Let's not forget in 2018 when we were the people drinking White Claws and people were like, "Oh my God, you're drinking a White Claw?" That was the same. You were looked at the same as a wine cooler.
From like a business perspective, like thinking back to, I wonder if we made a good tasting, fruity alcoholic drink that would it sell? It's like,
Yeah.
and now there's this huge market for it.
Every single brewery has a seltzer now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a whole new market.
It took over the.
Like, who would have thought a good tasting, alcoholic beverage, like fruity drink, people would want to buy that?
Yeah, not I.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's pretty.
IPAs were taking over Flavor Town. Like,
Yeah. No, but like I'm saying, why wouldn't you guess that would sell?
Yeah.
Like,
Right, these are like Slurpees.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like
7-Eleven Slurpees, dude.
Like when you're like, oh yeah, check out my hazy double IPA. It's from this brewery that no one knows about. Like, hey, try it, and you try it, and you're like, oh, that's heavy. But like, you gotta
muscle through it.
you gotta muscle through it, and it gets you drunk. No, nonetheless, like it's like
Mm.
all this is all encompassing the fact that we're just getting drunk, right? But
and is anyone muscling through a seltzer?
no,
Never.
No, you're like, oh my
Using
god,
it to quench your thirst.
You're like, oh my god, with antioxidant, vitamin C,
It's healthy.
black cherry lime.
From a superfruit.
Natural flavors? Yes.
Yeah, who knew that these things would sell?
Who knew? Yeah. Couldn't have guessed it. Not in a million years. Just kidding.
Right? Oh, it's so weird to think about how obviously easy it is to market these, and how like the IPA. I'm not saying the IPAs are bad. I'm just saying it's a very
And yeah, I'm a
there's-
beer fan, wine fan,
I'll drink an
everything
IPA.
fan.
I'll drink your hazy IPA. I don't know what it means, but there's a group of people. There's a community of people that are like, oh yeah, the hazy double IPA. I fuck with that shit. Like, there's all kinds of different people like that.
I just want to throw a plug in here for Back Channel Brewery. If you're on the
Back Channel
lake,
Brewery, yes.
see Josh over at Back Channel.
Josh Letty.
Josh Letty
He's
at
been
Back
on the
Channel
podcast.
Brewery.
Episode 112.
Has he been?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's been on the podcast.
Oh my God.
He has. Yeah, he's probably in the 115, 112.
Back
Andrew and I
Channel
are not
Brewery.
good enough.
They make the best beer. I just love that place, and you can boat right up to it, rent a boat, go right up to Back Channel Brewery, have a beer. They make beers to go.
Dude,
Such a great place. Love it.
phenomenal.
I'm really sensing a whole experience of rent your boat at float, enjoy your Lake Minnetonka, pull it up to Black Channel, grab a beer, and head back out. I think that's an experience. That's what you sell on the app Let's Go.
But no drinking and driving.
No drinking and driving.
Right.
Of course.
Yeah. That's an insurance thing.
I wasn't
for
talking
sure.
about the driver. I was talking about the passengers.
Yeah, because you have a free sober captain with every float ride.
All right. So I'm saying it's 6:43 right now,
Okay.
and I think we should wrap it up here relatively soon.
What's our percentage looking like?
We have plenty of battery. Last time I checked, it was at 61. I'm assuming it's at 50 now, maybe 48.
Okay.
So we have plenty of battery.
Okay.
But I'm thinking we have about 10 more minutes, and then we got to head back.
Okay. Wow.
Is that
Do you agree with
depressing?
that, or is that like?
Well, I think we should all jump in.
I
And
think
then, like
I would want to jump in.
no, I would say we all jump in, just like jump in and then come back all refreshed and then
On the mics?
hammer out the mics again. Yeah.
All right.
We'll just leave it
Should
running.
we do that?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
We can
Little-
do that. Yeah.
Let's
little
get the
jump in
towels
break?
over by
Yeah,
the
yeah.
edge so we
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
get any of this
absolutely.
equipment wet.
No.
All right. Chip and a putt.
Let's do it.
I'm going to leave the audio recording so it's going to pick up something.
Everything will be recording.
And we're back.
We're back.
We jumped in. Sorry.
Let me double check over here.
Yeah, are we really back in?
I had to cool off there.
Need your ass. Need that electric finger of yours. Boom.
We're back.
We're back.
We're still back. We're still here. Oh my gosh.
And we're back.
Sun's going down.
Dude, don't matter. Look, we got our first guest.
Oh yes. Oh, there's Jake.
Oh, wow.
And
Told
then
you.
actually, I lied. I lied when
In
I
a
said
bigger
this was the
pontoon?
newest boat to the fleet. That's the newest boat to the fleet.
You just got a boat?
Yeah.
Is that
it's
my
brand
boat?
new.
July.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
10th.
That's the one Andy rented.
No way.
That's insane. She's a beaut.
Dude, that is a nice boat. These
Look at
boys
that.
are scaling at mass
How's the day
here.
been? It's magical.
Do you wanna
Clearly,
come
you
on?
just got a boat.
You want to tie up and come on? What?
Just tie
Just
to us.
tie up.
You got the beard going.
Dude,
I do.
We'll figure it out. Get Jake on here.
Yeah.
So Jake just pulled up in a brand new pontoon that they are now able to rent through Float. Buy it now. Well, actually,
And
don't buy it now because Andrew's
So,
already got it.
so when I told you that story
Just on
earlier
July 10th.
about the hack where we put that boat on float to rent
Yeah.
for future bookings, that's actually one you rented before we had Andy.
No way.
Yeah.
Because it came in today?
Yeah, it came in today.
That's incredible. And I rented
So we just
3 or 4 days ago.
pre-sold a lot of rentals on that thing.
You had the picture, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
And you had a carousel of photos too. I clicked on them. I'm like, oh, that could fit me and my dad and my mom. Yeah.
Oh, I give it either. So you pre-sold the whole boat.
Yeah.
You pre-sold it.
So the bumpers are under here, basically.
Oh, no.
Probably.
Oh no,
We're fucked.
we don't have bumpers.
Let's get moving, dude.
Yeah, if you just lift that up.
We're just kind of trying to get
Unless
bumpers
you can
for
reach
Jake.
your hand.
Just
Oh,
trying
I
to
can,
get
I can get
bumpers
it.
for him, man.
Here, I'll hold the thing.
He's got the bumpers.
I got the thing too. I'm gonna go with your last one.
We have the bumpers. Confirmed. Good work, boys.
Got the bumpers.
Proud of you. Oh,
This is just madness. These chords.
the cords is a hazardous thing. Our cords engineer would not be impressed with what we got going on.
We're gonna.
All right. I'll move the camera. I'll move the camera.
We got a full-on podcast here.
Yeah, we're actually recording live right now. I literally have the camera on Ross. Like everything's. Just hold that camera. We gotta capture the moment.
We have a zoo of chords. Beth, we might have to ask you to exchange with Jake. That's okay.
Yeah. We need Jake on. Jake, the beard. Holy shit.
Is that the quarantine beard?
Are you kidding me?
It looks good.
Dude, that shit's nuts, bro.
See, man.
Wow. Jake, brother. Yeah, we're tying up the boat here.
I got life jackets. I got life jackets. Wow. You don't know, this thing's a lot bigger than Larson.
Dude, that thing's fucking nice, man. Yeah, you can record a podcast on that for sure.
All right, next podcast on this guy.
Yes. That would provide
100%.
Wait.
Should we transfer?
What, live podcasting right now?
Yeah, we're actually. Yeah.
It's not
Look,
live.
Jake, it's gonna take a lot to move this thing. We got like 89,000 cords, most of which we don't need. But nonetheless, we're here.
We were going to live stream, but then our power from the
Power's not enough.
What happened to the other boat? Did you guys go on Corbin's for at least an hour?
we did. Yeah, we got out there first. About 45. We didn't record on there though. We did all the video stuff.
Yeah. We got some promos from his.
Drone and the DSLR came
Yeah, we.
We're on boat number 2.
This is boat number 2, and now boat number 3. Yeah, boat number 3 just linked up with us.
Brand new, doesn't even have registration yet.
Wow, look at us.
I literally came from the dealer right now. Put it in, it floats.
Look at Ross, dude, tying up a nice little buoy.
Flip 'em and put it in the Larson. I'll say that.
All right, welcoming Jake to the Backpocket podcast live from a boat. Jake just got a new boat, and now he's renting it out to himself to come on the podcast on our boat that we also rented. What a life we live.
What a life we live. What a life on Disney Channel.
You might, wait, you have another rope?
I got it for a bit.
Tie it up.
Is it too wobbly?
It's a good shot, Andrew.
Don't point at me like that.
Got you dialed in, dude. This is exactly why we're the Beastie Boys, dude. We do this dumb shit.
Welcome to
We do this
License to
fucking
Ill.
dumb shit. Hop on the mics, Eli.
They're all. Wait, can I cuss?
Yeah, you.
They're all fucking stupid right now. Honestly, I don't know what's going on.
You're calling us stupid?
You're clueless.
That's disrespectful.
No. In like a respectful way.
Brevard. The people
Respectful way.
You were good.
You're stupid.
If we start drifting away,
Stupid.
we'll be alright.
You got at least another 5 minutes.
At least another 5.
Sure.
At least.
Yeah, you gotta at least experience it, Jake.
Yeah.
Please.
Hop in real quick.
Have a seat at the table. We've been doing this all night. All day, I should say.
You know what he needs? A Vizzy. We do not have ice.
But Jake,
Ooh. More seltzers.
Thank
we got
God.
some- we have,
Jake
our
brought
own
the
seltzer. We
seltzers.
have 2 left. Nice, Dick. Alright. Stay hot. Stay hot.
Mics are hot.
Need some more slack?
Yeah, we're good.
Well,
We're
we're
good.
tied up boats
Thanks.
now.
Now we have 2 boats. We have 2 rented boats all tied up. This is what life on the lake is like. Oh, you gotta tie
That's
up.
right, yeah.
You gotta do it.
A friend comes. Hey.
Set your buoy in.
tie up.
Can you just adjust? I'm going to ask you to do a quick pass of the knife.
Yeah.
A lot of cords, huh?
Yeah, don't worry about the cords, all right? Dude, yeah.
Oh, okay, so camera's there.
Yeah.
Camera here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Actually,
still on,
Eli,
you
can
good?
you go check to see if Jake's in frame if he sits up here like I do? You just gotta scooch.
He
under
he
there.
will be. He will be.
He should be.
Should be. Yeah.
Andrew's gotta get dialed
He's
in, though.
good. He's good.
What's up, dudes?
You're in.
I'm in.
There it is.
I made it. You guys didn't think I was gonna be here.
I did
Wow.
not think
no,
you were
we
going to
really
make it.
didn't think you were gonna be here.
but I'm here.
Yeah,
God.
odds are in our favor though.
That is amazing.
So what have you guys been
All
talking about?
We've been talking. What would you
What's-
spend
what's-
$60
What's
on?
new?
Oh, man.
I guess let's ask him the first question that we talked about.
Right.
What would you spend $60 on from the money you save?
Using promo code BP10.
I would buy a massage.
Massage for 60.
Massage
Are
for
you
60.
are you stressed?
Yeah, you know, I got Core Power Yoga opened back up this week.
It did.
I went 4 days this week, or what even day is it today? Thursday.
So you should be not
Thursday.
stressed.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not stressed, but you know, you gotta take care of the body.
Limber. Loose.
Limber.
Our roommate, Matt Christensen's a core power teacher in Maple Grove.
Okay, I have not been to
Fun.
Maple Grove,
Okay.
but with the reopening, I've expanded my gyms. I went to the Eden Prairie one. I went to the Minnetonka one.
Yep.
Oh.
There's the 2 open ones are on the
thank
outside
you,
of the
thank
bucket.
Got it. I realize that.
Yeah, and you're digging through the.
All right.
Meet Ross, the guy who loves to dig through trash.
One man's trash is another man's treasure. Let's
I'm
go.
gonna sell all those cans.
Dude, that's crazy. Like to think about like last year you didn't have a beard and now you do, and now you're like so much more elite. You're
Oh,
swinging
dude.
boats. Last time I met you, you weren't swinging in a nice pontoon. Just saying.
You know, an hour ago, I wasn't swinging in a nice pontoon.
But dude, like I always said, it doesn't matter about the box score.
We
The
didn't-
fact that you got it.
He didn't
Yeah.
own a boat before we started this podcast, or when we started this podcast, and then after, now he owns a boat.
Mid-podcast.
Float's booming, dude. Literally
Booming.
within our eyes.
I'm shocked, Jake. When I rented this boat just a few short days ago, that you didn't currently have the boat for me to rent.
I
The-
t-
the
yeah, I
truth-
told him about the.
The truth of the matter is we've got a couple for tomorrow, a couple on Saturday, a couple on Sunday. So we rolled the dice, but we got it done.
You got it
Got
done.
it done.
That's
Got it
so
done.
impressive.
Done.
You guys are in like hustle season though, like full on hustle season.
Yes.
Like, this
Get
is
a
your
boat,
guys' year
expand
time.
business.
Were you guys podcasting when we got your rental for tomorrow?
Yes. No, we weren't. That was pre. This took a while, believe it or not.
No way.
To set up. And those are like problem after problem, and just kept solving.
God, too many problems, but we figured it out.
Yeah. We figured
So
it
you
out.
got
And
a
now we're
rental
here.
for tomorrow?
So he was talking about this boat, how we pre-booked rentals without even owning it yet,
Yep.
knowing that we were gonna have it by the time, but it was a gamble because the
Right.
salesman was like,
Yeah.
"We can't guarantee it's gonna be here before 4th of July."
Right.
Truth of the matter is I created a listing for it before even finding a pontoon to buy. And more of that being, hey, proof of concept. I'll set the open dates for, I don't know, month and a half out. Let's see if we can get it rented. And we got one on the 10th was our first one. So I was like, all right, well, we have one rental on it, so now I have to buy a pontoon. You know, it's one of those things that make you push through the decision.
Because you're already going to make the $400, $600, whatever it is on that rental.
Yep.
So you're closer to buying that
The,
boat now.
the full
That's
of-
actually-
of the full price.
That was
Yeah.
the first rental we ever did in 2018 too. We
Same thing.
pre-booked it, and
Same
then
thing.
I bought a boat the day before the rental.
I was thinking about that driving over here.
Wait, so you bought it? Explain that process real quick. So you
So we had a boat on like the website to rent,
yes.
but didn't technically own the boat yet.
Mhm.
So we pre-booked rentals.
But then you say go buy a boat. What does that mean? Like you just had to go buy a boat?
Yeah, we had to buy a boat to rent out because we didn't physically own a boat at the time that we
Okay.
like we booked rentals.
So what's boat buying like then? How do you buy
It's
a boat?
similar to a car. Just,
But it's a
just
process.
go to a dealership, buy a boat.
You find one?
How much is it though? Like is it a cheap boat or an expensive boat?
Are you asking me how much this one was?
No,
Just-
I'm asking
oh.
like if you're in the Fritz and you already pre-booked it, like what do you got to do to now buy the boat? Like what's that looking like?
I mean, there's not like Boaters R Us, is there?
yeah, there's not like a
Yeah,
Carvana,
like
boat-
Boat
Boat
Trader.
Runner.
There's
Boat Trader.
Craigslist.
Mhm.
you know,
okay, so
very-
you guys
very-
just go there.
Very
then.
similar.
You
To,
don't go
very
to your
similar to buying a car.
Mastercraft. Okay.
I mean,
You could go to
can.
you could go to a
If you wanna buy a
dealer.
you don't
Mastercraft.
need to.
So like this boat was the first boat that we bought through a dealer. The first boat that I bought off Craigslist.
Oh.
Kind of same thing. Bought my first cars off of Craigslist.
I bought mine off Boat Trader.
Yeah.
Covered all the business
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not the end of the world to have to. Whoa, waves coming in. Got
Big
good
waves.
hips.
Whoa.
Surfing big waves.
Okay, so that makes a lot of sense then. Sweet. That's badass. Now that I know your guys' business model in terms of like you rent it out.
The
and
first
then,
one, and then
That's
this
sick.
current one. It's only been 2 times.
Yeah. I promise we don't want to make a habit of like
No.
promising things that we don't have, but
Sure.
again, it'll push you to get it done. And
That's
and
what-
again,
that's what I'm
you know,
saying is
it's
badass.
the confidence of like, hey, we're gonna figure it out. Ross and I've been talking about that all week. Of, we say that hey, we're at our limit, and then all of a sudden, hey, why not? We'll figure
Yeah.
it out.
Literally this morning, we're like, no more rentals this weekend. And then he called me right before we started the podcast saying, hey, well, we got, the Griffiths who are like frequent renters need another speedboat. And I'm like, all right, fine, let's do it.
You're not gonna say no to that.
No.
No.
No way.
Dude, I'm so proud of you guys. It was so cool talking to you guys, like heading into winter, where you're like, oh yeah, we just finished 2019, and now we're in the heart of 2020, in the heart of coronavirus, in the heart of everything that we got going on, and you guys
crazy.
are just turning and burning boats, and you're like having your problems are like, oh, we don't have enough boats to give people. Like that's an awesome problem, fellas.
It is.
That's
It's
fucking
It's a
awesome.
good problem, and we'll keep growing that side. And we were talking before is that the more boats that we have and the more renters we get, the more people we get to make happy. It's
You make their day.
It's a lot of work for Ross and myself to trailer boats back and forth and be on, get people on. But at the end of the day, when we're exhausted, it's like they come back from a rental and they have this big smile on their face. Oh,
It's
absolutely worth it.
As cliche as that sounds, like It's so amazing to just make people so happy. And not just the renters, but the owners, when they say, oh my gosh, like everyone's been so just like thankful that and grateful that they were able to use my boat. And then the owners are so happy because obviously like it just feels so good to give people an experience that they'll remember for a lifetime.
Right.
It's
And-
cool that you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say like my family's gonna get that. No joke. Like we don't boat. We're not a boating family. We're in the suburbs of Chicago, where it's city bussing all day long. And they're coming up here because my brother's up here now, and then my other brother is also up here because he goes to school in Wisconsin and he's working here this summer. So my brothers are here. My parents are driving up for 5 days, and we get to get on the Bennington right here.
You get a little sneak peek.
We get a sneak peek of what to expect.
Whoa!
But my mom and dad are going to be blown away. You know, they're just going to be so happy that they're here on this lake, and they're going to be able to just sit back.
We need to get some footage of you like reconnected with your boat that you just
Oh, for sure.
rented
That's
for the
really
second
good
time.
content.
Yes.
Assuming that camera's not like totally cockeyed. Like, is it on, Andrew? Can we all look at that?
Yeah,
Is it on,
it's-
Andrew?
Yeah, it's on me. It's just a little
Alright, good.
cockeyed.
No, that's fine. We can
got you.
adjust that in post. But I'm just saying, like,
Just sit normal.
I'm always worried about
Yeah,
it. You
dude,
know?
you're good.
Yeah, he's good. All right, I thought I had it set up right, but it is very cool that like
We're getting pretty close to the shore, but it's all good.
Should we move?
You want to move?
No,
no, we're not moving, dude.
When we move,
We're
we're
fine.
wrapping.
We got
I
another.
think honestly,
we got another hour.
Yeah, we got another hour.
we got to
What's-
be back for this event.
We do?
Yes.
What? What do you mean we got to be back for the event? We got our next thing is we have to pick our friend up from the airport at 9 o'clock. Let's be real.
We have our
If we don't show up, to the event at 9 o'clock, our friend's still gonna be there
Dude,
by the time we get back.
cheers, Jake. I'm so glad you're able to make it.
We made it
No,
happen.
hey, cheers to you, Jake. Thanks for coming
That's
on.
a hard day's work.
We were taking
Cheers.
bets the whole
Boom.
time.
Cheers, cheers.
Yeah, we were taking bets. I honestly, Jake, I was betting you weren't going to make it.
I was betting I wasn't going to make it. My original plan was not even to come to this
That's
boat
a
launch.
nice looking boat. Bennington. They make a solid.
They make a good boat.
Solid.
Do we have any more beers or are we
Pontoon.
out?
I got some
we got
warm ones
some
on
Oh,
that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to hop
okay.
over
Yeah,
over
yeah.
there.
Want a Vizzy?
All right, thank you.
All right, here's a funny story.
Now we're out.
And like I'm totally not like over this like bad this irrational feeling. So
Okay. Tell us. Go ahead.
I just launched the pontoon over there, right? And I've had a boat similar to this one, inboard, outboard. I put the pontoon in the water, and I went to park the trailer. And in my head, I was like, "Do I need to put a plug in that thing?" And I was worried that I was gonna go over there and like, cause with the inboard,
Yeah.
outboard, there's a plug that you got to take in and out every
Wow.
time you put the boat in and out. And if the plug's not out, there's a big hole in the bottom of the boat. Boat's gonna fill up and it's gonna sink. So then I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I legitimately Googled, do pontoons have plugs?
I would. Yeah.
I-
that's a
again,
scary-
irrational,
Yeah.
irrational fear of like, hey, I know that it doesn't have a plug. It's good. All I do is just gotta put it in and go. But that irrational fear of like, oh my God, am I gonna walk over there and the pontoon that I got 35 minutes ago is at the
But, like,
bottom of the lake?
Every boat is different, so that's like a super normal fear to have because like even similar boat, like every boat's different.
Yeah.
They got
Yeah.
different ways, and if you're like a boater and you trailer and like you know what we mean, but like just every boat has its nuances and certain things that are different from like other boats. It's crazy.
So anyways, if you guys like, if the camera sees me just like look over here, you know, it's just like the okay.
Oh,
Make
no,
sure
no,
the
no.
boat's not sinking.
It's plugged. It's plugged. It's plugged.
Reasonable.
Wait, there's no plug. There's no plug.
No plug.
Andrew's
We're good.
Andrew's boat's sinking. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, you guys can still use it on next weekend, but it's gonna stay in one spot.
Right. It's at the bottom.
I think that's just a fun, like, I mean, we're saying it now in the heat of the summer, and you guys are absolutely grinding, but it's kind of cool to look at it in the sense of your guys' job is to rent and lease boats to other people, and you guys just to get to be on the lake all day, every day. That's your job. Like those float shorts, those float trunks.
Uniforms.
Those are your uniforms. Like that just made that. When you said that made it clear to me. I was like, oh, this guy's living the dream. Like, this guy's on the lake doing what he wants to do. Like, that's his business.
And although it's very stressful and we're grinding like all day, every
you should
day,
be.
every weekends are busiest, we do remind ourselves a lot. We have to that like, all right, let's just take a step back. Like, we get to be on the lake every day, and
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's
I don't
super fun.
want to sound cliche, and I already brought it up, and I've only been here for like 15 minutes. But
Cliche guy. No, so this is Jake. He's a cliche guy. So we got Ross, who's a co-founder, and Jake's also the co-founder, but Ross is kind of the nitty-gritty guy. Jake's a cliche guy.
throw up the softballs. But again, when you say like, hey, our job is to be out on the lake all day long, and the truth of the matter is we're not on the lake all day long. We're on shore all day long. But the beauty of what we're doing is that we're getting other people on the lake all day long.
Yes.
Right.
And that's what we do.
Yes.
And we try to find some time to get on the lake.
Oh,
Like this.
Like this.
But even this is working.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
But it's
you
not.
guys are working. You are working.
Are other people renting float boats right now?
Yes.
That's amazing.
You guys are
making
making
money
money
right now.
while you're recording podcasts.
Yeah.
That's fucking
I
sick.
would be back in Wayzata. We'll be back in Wayzata at 8.
8. Perfect.
Perfect. Yeah, we got to pick up a friend at 9, so I think our times cross over pretty good here. That's amazing. I'm just so proud of you guys. Seriously,
Thank you.
We had you guys on. I think I've already said this once on this podcast. If for the people that are listening, you haven't heard this yet, but I'm just so goddamn stoked about you guys. Like we met you guys end of August last year, maybe September. Had you on around then. Broadski's hooked us up.
Right.
And
brought a bottle of wine.
Brought a
Thank you
bottle
for
of
that,
wine.
Ross.
Welcome.
Yep.
Right? Phenomenal.
And you repaid me with
Vizzy.
Vizzy.
But what was better? The
Liftbridge agave
Liftbridge,
margarita
blue
seltzers.
agave
Come
Yeah,
on,
the blue agave.
Yeah.
There's the
Can't beat
Liftbridge
it.
is
A
helping
proud
with
sponsor.
Boatchella, a proud sponsor. Liftbridge blue agave margarita.
But that's why
Okay.
we're drinking this now, because we went through the Liftbridge so fast because they're so good.
Because they're so
Exactly.
good. But
Exactly.
I mean, we had you on let's just call it a year ago.
Good recovery.
Really good recovery.
I'm wearing a captain's hat.
And we're No, I'm just super stoked about where you guys have come from. Like, we were talking when you guys were on the podcast last year. It was more or less you guys. 2019 was fun. We're excited for 2020, more or less. And then everything happens in 2020. You guys are this, that, and the other. But this world is, COVID, George Floyd, all these different things going on. And it's like, wow, this is a year that everyone's gonna like mark on their calendars, like mark on their history books. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of excuses for businesses not to do next to nothing, and I totally get that. But for what you guys to say what you guys were gonna do back in 2019, to see what you guys are physically doing, to us now recording a podcast on a boat, like this is life, man. Like, we're living it together. We're watching you guys grow, and that's way cooler than any podcast that I would ever record.
Thank you. It means a lot. It's been fun. It's been a fun ride.
I've already iterated that this is just only the beginning. Like
It's only the beginning.
It's
started.
only beginning for us too, dude. We'll look back at this as a
Heck yeah.
irrelevant time in life. We're like, oh yeah, like we got 1,000 views on a podcast on a boat. Like, hopefully one day we're getting millions, right?
And even if we don't get any views, which I'm sure we will,
Who
because
gives a
it's
shit?
an awesome
Because
podcast.
it's kind of dope, right?
But yeah, kind of dope. But we're just out having a good conversation, enjoying each other, and enjoying the lake. Like, nothing beats
It
that.
literally doesn't matter. Like,
I feel like I gotta
It's-
put my shades on. Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
sorry.
continue. I didn't know that was a
Shades
podcast
requirement.
prerequisite.
Even in the shade.
all right,
we're
Jake's
wearing the
now
shades.
live on the podcast.
and now I'm here.
We're live. Fuck it, we're doing it live.
You guys already talk about Boatchella?
We did.
Wait, what?
Not really. What would you say about Boatchella? We can
Boat-
always talk
boat
about
what?
But what?
Oh, what?
What?
Floatchella?
Oh shit! Oh fuck!
Ba-boom.
Boom.
Ba-ba-ba-boom.
You know what's so awesome too about, like, we were talking about evolution stuff, like how we were talking with you guys about Boatchella back in February. We'd show up at WeWork at 7 p.m. at night, and you guys
The BP.
Yeah.
and we were like, hey, this is what we're thinking we're gonna do, and then like COVID hit and everything else hit, and we're like, we were scratching club back, we're like, all right, this is what we're gonna do, and you're like, fuck yeah, we're still in.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
I
love
remember
it,
like
man.
texting Andrew like, "Hey, just like
This was end of April.
Boatchella's probably canceled
yeah.
now."
We had a phone conversation. We were like, so Boatchella, what's the progression like? Float, how's that looking for the summer? We were both like, I don't know. I guess we'll find
Your
out.
guess is as good as
We,
mine.
I honestly think he said, like, hey, we'll recoup in June 1. Hey, June 1, let's circle back.
Because we just didn't know, and it was like, oh yeah, but we purposely were like, let's just set a stupid date so that we can just keep promoting that even if we're in January. So we said June 20th, 2020. And then obviously everything happened, and then we were like, okay, like, let's let everyone figure out the craziness of June and July, like who gets busted for having more people, who does this, who does that, what does coronavirus do in that time, which we still don't know, and let's throw it in August. When we all know the time in August is still sunny, it's still good. Like, why not just do it then? So the second I saw a tweet, and I didn't verify it, but I saw a tweet that was just like, hey, now everyone can have 250 people in a room now during coronavirus. I was like, in Minnesota, I was like, oh, it's time for Boatchella.
Boom.
And that's when we launched it.
And called the boat company the next day. Hey, is the Majestic Star available 2 to 6, August 8th? They said yes, and we had the down payment on the boat shortly after.
Within like a week, yeah.
Yeah.
This is perfect.
And Boatchella August
Love
8th.
it.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
it.
So, barring
Shocking.
any, I mean, we're July 2nd. This whole thing could get fucked up by everyone just partying their ass off on July 4th. But that's what we're saying. Like,
Yeah.
if everyone makes it through 4th of July, having a merry time, not wearing a face mask, being on a boat, whatever it is, if we make it through that and we don't see a spike through COVID, then we've won.
That's the biggest indicator.
So we're not there
so
yet.
This is the party weekend where people are mingling, they're with other people, they're outside of their normal, tucked away environment. 10 days from now, if we don't see a spike in Minnesota and Minneapolis, we're in the clear. We're home cooking.
Then we
Boatchella's
win.
happening.
Yeah, then we win.
This is so pivotal.
This is so pivotal.
That's why we're going to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Zach and I are going to Wisconsin.
Just like close your eyes and like wait for those 10 days to
Yeah.
go away and
see what happens.
come back.
Well, I mean, talk about grinding. You guys get it. I mean, we've been on Zoom calls, Andrew and I, with different people, different sponsors, different clients, like every day of the week for the last like 2 or 3 weeks. And I'm in Arizona.
Surfing big waves again.
Yeah.
Surfing big waves. Yeah, I got good hips. GoPro's going to see it. Stream live on YouTube.
Do we need to get away from the shoreline? Or
I mean,
how close are we?
probably soon.
Soon.
We
yeah,
got another
soon.
half hour.
No, but it's just funny.
We're good.
Hey, boat
It's
wave
kind of like
on
when you're on
this.
E, like with your car and gas. You're like on E, but like your car that well, like how past E you can get before
Yeah.
you're like
Oh, yeah.
running out of gas.
That I don't understand, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Truth of the matter
same
is-
thing with like a boat anchor. It's like
Well, I guess that camera can probably see. If a boat can get into that,
yeah, we're good. We got at least
lift?
a half hour.
we're okay.
We're all right, yeah. I don't
Otherwise,
see any problem
if
with
they've got like a rock out here and like only the people in this house know, we'll take that gamble.
We'll take that, hey, we'll take that
it.
gamble.
We'll take that gamble. We'll take that gamble. 100%.
And guess what? It
Us
paid
versus
off.
them.
It paid off. It always
So
pays off.
we gambled because like the power was an issue with that powering everything, and we actually might have a dead battery, but it's all good.
Oh, right.
I'm
We
pretty-
need to try
so
the
we-
boat. Should
we
we turn
got
the boat on?
pretty good at
No,
towing.
Yeah, no, we're good. We got 2 boats,
Yeah, we have 2 boats. We're actually
Soon to be 3.
We won, so we're good.
but we could have
We defeated the situation.
Yeah, we defeated. We problem solved that too.
we got the mics working, and then what was the next thing?
The mics
No, the
were
first thing
working,
was
then so we
my
got the
computer not being charged. My computer would only last 30 minutes on being charged, and then it became okay. Can we even get the mic mixer on?
Mixer
which
working.
control. That's the life source, right?
In between that, we tried to find the dongle for the laptop to make sure the audio
It's
mixer.
under my backpack the whole time.
It was under your backpack. That took a good 10 minutes.
Because we ended up using my computer.
Ross's computer.
Ross saved the day.
But once we
Nice.
understood the mixer for the audio worked, we got greedy and we're like, will the power outlet for the headphones work with the mixer also being plugged in?
Does
So
it
now
draw little enough power so that we can actually do it?
Right.
And turns out, as we got headphones on, it
Boom.
does.
Boom!
Bang.
And that whole
So
experience,
we took the gamble.
yeah, we took the gamble. That
It
whole
paid off.
experience, 40-ish an hour. Yeah.
And when he texted us, you saw the group message. He was
Yeah,
like, "Hey,
it's-
4:30
it's
sharp." I
It's
was like, "We're
7:20,
fucked."
4:30. Hard end time 3 hours ago.
I was like, we were all in the car. I was like, "That's not gonna work."
But
But saved because you
we
had another boat. You had the Red
we'll
Rocket.
figure it out.
And
Yeah,
we
you
figured
guys
it out.
rock.
We'll just
You guys
figure
fucking
it
rock.
out.
You guys have always rocked, and you guys will continue to rock. And we're gonna continue to rock to Mars. We're all gonna go to Mars one day, and we're all gonna look back, and we're all 60, retired, and the only way we can escape this world is, oh, you know what? You can stay in this polluted, shitty world where everyone argues, or you can go to Mars. And we're gonna be 65 years old, all have our Social Security, and we're gonna use all of our Social Security to pay for a flight to Mars. No one, the life expectancy is whatever. You know, you only live so much, but we got a city built out there. Would you guys go? I'd go.
Why not?
I'd go.
7 months to travel.
7 months
Mars.
to travel just to get out there with Elon. Elon's already there.
And at
He's
this
been
point,
living there
they
for the last
figured
10
out
years.
7 months on the way back as well.
As long as I could have dinner with Elon, done.
Dinner with Elon.
But imagine that being your retirement more
Kanye?
so than just like, oh, I worked really hard my whole life.
What's with the picture of Elon and Kanye?
I have no
I
idea.
have no
I've
idea.
seen it.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I've seen it too.
Probably just take Elon.
Right? No, but that's like been a recurring question we've been asking every podcast guest is like, if Elon said like, oh yeah, we're ready to go to Mars, would you go?
Totally.
Totally. Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we're all in agreement. We've had a lot of podcast guests kind of hesitantly answered no. More or less.
I wouldn't really I wouldn't pay a ton of money for it, but if Elon was like, hey, just come along.
That's all
Yeah.
I'm looking for.
You can ride shotgun.
All I would
Hey,
really want to
I
know
would
is
even
would you go
take
to
back
Mars?
seat.
I'll ride that wave.
Yeah.
I'll go backseat with Elon.
Are there waves on Mars?
I don't
There's
know.
frozen water that is roughly 30 degrees Fahrenheit.
Negative 30.
Negative
It's
30,
frozen.
That's what I
You
meant.
have to heat the water up to get your water source, but it's there.
Thus, those could provide waves eventually.
Yeah,
Heat it-
eventually.
yeah.
You heat up enough water, I think we got a chance.
Hey, we got a wave.
Yeah.
We got at least a wave pool.
Rent a boat on Mars.
Float.
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 Go to letsfloat.com and use promo code PP10 for 10% off.
God, that's so fun. Like, I don't know. Isn't it kind of weird, though, to think that you could retire on Mars? And retirement's such a weird
Crazy.
industrial age term, as Famous Dave would say. But
What's retirement?
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so you talk about Boatchella, right?
Yeah. This is a great segue. I'm on the edge of my seat.
We haven't really promoted this anywhere yet because we've been working through details, but Famous Dave's going to be at Boatchella.
What?
Yeah, he's going to be handing out barbecue sandwiches to everyone
As
on their
they
way
leave the
out
boat.
as they leave the boat.
I think we got to clear our calendars for August 8th.
Yeah.
Clear it.
Clear it.
Like, you don't understand, like, the fact that we have...
If is Famous Dave gonna be there?
Yes.
All right, done.
Done, yeah.
Why wouldn't you pay to get a ticket to just get fed by the Famous Dave? Like
People have been saying that. It's
you
worth...
should double the price now.
You think so?
Yeah, come, we're too stupid.
No, we want to get people on the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep it on the water. Float. But, seriously, that's...
BP10, 10% off.
By the way, they created that. We did not talk about this.
Oh no, I made Andrew a
okay.
promo code
Yeah.
BP10.
Oh, that's right,
It's a real thing.
Ross is so
Okay.
shocked because he's like, dude, we didn't have this.
It's not a cliche, I promise.
all right,
It's not a
fuck it,
cliche.
sure.
It's
Yeah,
a real
BP10.
promo code. BP10,
All right,
10%
so for real
off.
though, that's like those are the kind of moves you make as a co-founder. Like, you guys can, like, Jake and Ross can only communicate so much. Andrew and I can only communicate so much. Like, Andrew and I are in every group chat with every person known to man connected with the Backpocket. But there's a certain instance of me, like, I have my own content creation team. I'm not going to CC Andrew in that because he doesn't give a shit, Like, he's going to be like, all right, Declan, do what you want.
Yeah.
And then the same instance, like, I run the majority of our email. But what's funny is, like, everyone's always, because Andrew is an A, so he's the first one formally. So, like, Famous Dave's like, Andrew.
Formally.
So you're the one behind Backpocket.
Only formally.
Email,
Okay.
social media, and filming and content. But Andrew's behind the ads, the organization of the
But what you're
events.
getting at is you're not always talking
We're
to each
not
other
always
100% about every
so
decision.
there are
Yeah.
some surprises. When I tell Andrew,
Totally.
hey, dude, did you see the email I sent back? He's like, no. And the same reason, Andrew will tell me, hey, you see the thing I did with someone so-and-so? No. But, like, does it really matter? If as long as you have the trust, actually you can grow more. So, to
Totally.
your point,
Boom.
there you go.
Yeah,
BP-10.
BP10. It happened.
BP10.
Under Ross's nose.
I was like,
Wow.
all right, let's
And
roll
he
with
didn't
it.
even see it coming.
He didn't even see it coming. We
All
made
right,
a sail on the
BP-10.
new boat that he just pulled up, and he's tying up. It's a whole thing, but I think that's like something to be talked about. Like, it's not easy to be just like co-founders or something because you really have to sacrifice your ego.
There is
For a greater good.
no other relationship that you can have. It's such a unique relationship to have with a
yeah.
co-founder, a friend, a brother. No one in my life will ever understand the relationship that Ross and I have. Probably the same way that you guys have.
Yeah,
None
no
of
one's
your,
gonna
no one,
know, yeah.
none of your other friends, none of the other coworkers, nobody else
different.
that's family members that's crossed paths with you in your lives.
Yeah.
It's extremely unique and it's
The
special.
last person you talk to before to bed, the first person you talk to when you wake up.
It's weird
Absolutely.
to say. It's weird to say, but it's the damn truth.
It's so
we
true.
Yeah, we just talked about this the other night, actually.
so true.
Now that
And all day.
Fine all day. And now that he's in Tucson, it's even more frequent because you guys used to live together.
We did.
We used to live together,
Yep.
so now we're not.
It's a rite of
seeing each other.
passage.
It's a rite of passage.
Yeah, we just we progressed some stuff with the famous Dave Gate. Famous Dave Gate was progressing forward. And I don't know when this podcast is going to come out, but there's a podcast that we recorded where we had we cold called Famous Dave and asked him if he would barbecue ribs for everybody at Boatchella.
On the podcast. On the
live.
podcast.
Amazing.
Nice.
It was like a 4-minute conversation.
Has that one come out yet or no?
Not
No,
yet.
not yet.
Not
But
yet. It will.
Declan, he goes, "Hey, how you doing?" And Declan gave a reintroduction of who he is, and then
Of
and
the
then
back pocket.
and then immediately jumps into what we're doing, and he just goes right away. I haven't looked at my calendar. We're kind of swamped, but sure. I gotta check with the team, but sure.
amazing.
He's gonna make it happen.
Sure.
He's gonna make it
He's
happen.
gonna make it happen immediately. I was like, "Holy smokes, he's in."
But guess what? It's not about him saying it on the phone, live on a podcast, whether he knows that or not. It's the fact that he follows up on an email and asks us all the questions that we need to answer in order to make it happen, and then connects us with the senior operations manager for catering at Famous Dave.
Wow.
Just CC's her and was like, "Hey, these guys are trying to get some barbecue at this thing." And she was like, "Okay, hey guys, I'd love to give you a price." And we were like, "Okay, cool. As long as Famous Dave can be there." She's like, "Sure, no problem. When do you need him there?" And it was just like he said, "Sure." Right. Sure is not yes or no. It's not a resounding yes, but it's also not it's like similar. It's a little bit better than
It's a
maybe.
reluctant
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's like.
But you
booking-
are agreeing. You're like, sure.
Exactly. And the fact that this guy even went. That's
right.
all
Anonymous. This is a moment right here.
Yeah, this is
we
big.
were thinking about using this very boat, but now seeing it, I'm like, oh, that's tiny. That's
Yeah.
irrelevant.
We actually didn't want to use that. We didn't want to use that, right, Andrew?
The boat?
Yeah,
Nah, no way,
I don't
no
know.
chance.
That was gonna be Boatchella.
And we thought about making that like a luxury thing, because we're like, all right,
Because they charge way more.
because they would charge way more, and you can only have a finite number of people on there. But we got a way better boat. That's incredible. All right, that was a moment for me. I had to
As a
take that.
moment.
Yeah. But anyways,
We'll recoup this. I've been on Alanamas boats, and they are great. I have a great time. If you guys would have chosen their boat, it would have been great as well.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to talk bad about them.
All right,
Yeah,
you're
no.
right.
I'm
Don't
just
talk bad about
saying.
'em.
I'm just saying.
Don't burn bridges.
We're not
if I've
burning
learned
bridges.
anything, don't burn
Yeah.
bridges. Alan Almas, I have not truly experienced who you are.
yeah,
I apologize any bad will I just put upon you.
yeah, no, we,
You found an alternative option
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
that could
Well,
accommodate more.
and it goes back to the
Exactly.
time where
Well, it's
we
a
were
business
sitting.
decision. You want to sell more tickets.
Ultimately, pure business, no personal opinion
right.
related.
I honestly though, I hope they're crushing it too. I hope they're packed. they probably are. I mean, if you think about it, they weren't able to open for a while. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Can't say for certain.
The boat company in
Yeah.
Stillwater, same thing. They couldn't
Yeah.
open for a while.
But again, look around. Like, we want as many people to enjoy this as possible. And I
Maybe.
think
Yep.
the
And
more
they're helping do that.
Exactly. The more options there are, the more that there is, the more people get to experience that.
Amen to that.
Amen to that.
No, I'd say the same
But
thing.
Boatchella
Boatchella and famous.
and Famous Dave on
Dave,
the
It's incredible.
Yeah, so we got
On the
Famous
St.
Dave's
Croix.
it's not only that he was saying sure to some guy who he never met. He followed up and was like, "No, I really want to do this for you guys. I think this is going to be a cool opportunity." And he's an entrepreneur and a hustler just as much as we are, except he's 60 and has a $1 billion chain food restaurant, and we don't.
But you're in that.
Wait, didn't they just buy Granite City?
Yeah,
That Granite City chain?
yeah, they did.
The Famous Dave bought that?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
No,
I
Famous
don't.
Dave sold Famous Dave.
Famous Dave-
02.
But
Oh,
for
okay.
some reason, he
I gotta-
still has connections there, which I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's beyond me. But regardless, we got Famous Dave at Boatchella after Boatchella. That's all I gotta say. Barbecue sandwiches,
maybe some coleslaw,
Maybe-
some cornbread,
cornbread,
food
yeah.
truck. Famous Dave
Food truck.
pictures are
Ooh,
included
cornbread.
in your
included.
ticket purchase.
Yeah, we hope that you can just snag photos of Famous Dave.
So just buy a Boatchella ticket.
Just buy
It's
it.
gonna
right?
be you'll meet
Yeah.
Famous Dave. Again,
Promo code FLOAT10
these
for 10%
tickets should be
off your
double the
Boatchella
price.
ticket.
But dude, for real though, here's the thing.
Sneaky.
You talked about that,
Sneaky,
right?
Sneaky.
Yeah. You told him. You told him. You told
Floatchella.
No, you tell him.
No, I didn't know about it. What are we finding out now?
FLOAT10, promo code FLOAT10.
Oh,
10%
fuck, we're gonna
off.
do that. Yeah, float 10.
Float 10, 10%
Float
off.
10. Dude, I don't care. I just want you guys to show up and have a good time. I don't care what your promo code is. If you type it in, good for you. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I'll plug it in.
We have a deal. We have one deal to sell to buy one ticket, But if you buy 8 or more, you get like a hell of a deal. And like 72% of our ticket sales are just off the people that want to. They're like,
I want to party with 8 of my.
oh, you're telling me
people.
I got to text 8 friends that also are going to be going anyways to get them to go to Boatchella? Yeah, I'll take $10 off the price, and then like we just take advantage of the people who are organized planners. Like
Exactly.
perfect.
How'd you guys land on 8?
We
decided on
first
it.
it was 4, and then I was like, let's make them work for it. 8.
Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah, and then
And it worked.
and it's working because.
Eight's a great
the little
number,
cooler,
though.
the little cooler in there.
And then what I realized after we did it is once you get 8 people, you're technically getting 1 free ticket off
Oh, nice.
with the discount.
Yeah,
So the
that's good.
organizer
Ends
pays
up
off for
working
their
out.
work. If
Yeah.
they can organize their 7 friends,
they get a
they
free
get
ticket.
a free Boatchella ticket.
Exactly.
Shout out to the organizers out there.
Yeah.
Like everyone has that friend that just organizes everything, the event. You know what I mean?
That was like a treasure chest.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I found that one in the water at the boat launch last night, so you might not want to drink that one.
Should probably just dump that. Just the fizz. No, you're good.
Should I take a sip and then just like pour one out?
I was taking the boat out, and all of a sudden, a truly hit my leg as I was hooking the boat up to the trailer,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Well, it's in the lake. I gotta take
And
it out."
we already shamed litterers on this podcast, so
yeah,
we don't need to talk
if you
about
see
that anymore.
If
but
you
like,
see garbage in the
we
lake,
did
just
shame them.
just
Don't
pick it
litter.
up. Just pick it up.
Can you not litter that for me, Eli? Thank you.
Okay, good.
All right, one
Yeah, you
more.
can
Go
go
ahead.
Eli
you go.
wrote a
Corona,
blog
perfect.
on litterers.
Yep.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
actually
Wait,
a big
Jake,
deal.
have you
don't
met
need- we-
Eli?
Actually, no, I
This is
haven't. I
Eli.
haven't.
Eli? This
Nice
is
to
my
meet you,
cousin.
Eli.
Jake.
Eli, do you want to catch him up to speed on
Eli's killing
the
it.
blog that you wrote?
Basically, I wrote an article. I write for my school newspaper,
Okay, what's cool?
Brevard College in the mountains in North Carolina.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so like
Population 900.
Yeah, like literally
Strong 900.
in the middle
Strong.
of nowhere. But like, it was called "Don't Be Bitter, Pick Up Your Litter." Haha.
I like it.
It's supposed to be.
And she got some flack for it, and I was like, "Why? Who would be against not littering?" Right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's all like the freaking jocks on my campus,
Stupid
like
jocks.
littering.
Like, what's their argument for littering or like pro litter?
So we're like all about
Pro litter.
sustainability on my campus.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we're like,
it's all those people that want to move to Mars.
I guess. No,
Okay, argument-
They don't want to move to Mars, but
No,
you get the point.
We just like really preach like taking care of the earth, and like we have a lot of like wilderness leadership experiential
Yeah,
learning,
yeah.
which is like a major at my school. And so that's all about like taking care of like the earth and stuff. And so kids on my campus aren't doing that. Like it's
So they're like,
And
they're
we
like-
already like covered like
they're like
why
trying,
we're
like,
against this. I
trying
don't
to
know, but-
rebel.
it's
Yeah.
honestly
We don't know.
just, like disgusting. Like the amount of shit that I've had to pick up
Wow.
like on my campus.
Again, as I'll speak from my personal views, but it seems kind of like a one-sided argument of like pro or against littering. Like,
Yeah, no, it is. And like in my communications class, I took a poll, and like in front of my whole class, I asked like with my like all the jocks in there, I was like, all right, raise your hand if you think the football players litter the most on campus, and every single freaking hand went up.
Well, is it true though? You can't just say, "Do you think?" Like, you gotta have some proof.
No, it was like I was one of the only 3 female non-football players in the room. So like it was like an entirely like yeah. So
Regardless, just don't litter.
where did we find this blog article?
brevardcollege.com.
Let's get it. Let's get it out there.
Like,
I don't. What was so funny? I don't know. I'm confused.
I'd be pretty surprised if that was the actual URL.
it's not, but I can't. I can't give you the exact.
Doesn't matter. Let's spread the message.
URL,
Don't be
but,
bitter.
like,
Pick up your litter.
Don't
Yeah.
be bitter. Pick up your litter. Don't be bitter. Pick up your litter. Beth, honestly, that's the best headline you could have gone with.
Yeah.
Red and green
people
go
that
in
feel
between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
For all you boaters out there, red and green in between.
Exactly. Eli off.
Eli.
Round of applause.
Snaps.
That's so much pressure. I don't like that.
Being on the mics, being hot on the mics. You crushed it though. Come
You
on.
crushed it.
You crushed it.
No, I'm not. I'm so awkward. What the fuck?
You crushed it.
Oh.
Andrew, we're down to 2 mics or 2 cameras left.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
GoPro's out of battery.
GoPro's out.
Oh, I gotta check the laptop.
Yeah, check the laptop. We might be out of audio too.
Is the boat out of battery too?
Probably.
But
That'll be good.
We're good.
anyways, yeah, dude.
We have a
Don't
little
litter.
we have
It's
a little
so simple.
adventure to Spring Park after this anyways.
Yay.
Spring Park.
It's up a different part of the lake.
Okay. What's that all about?
That's where Back Channel Brewery is.
Oh,
okay.
hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So-
second
Love
plug.
that.
It
Yeah,
is.
no,
We
absolutely.
plugged them already. Oh, second plug. Yes. It's 7:36. You have to be somewhere at 8.
I do.
We have to have a final segment here. We got about 10 minutes, and then we'll probably
Yeah, we gotta
close
close.
it out.
We gotta
'Cause you-
close.
we got it. I also
You should
have
probably
to be
take
somewhere.
this boat then.
I also have
Or-
to be somewhere.
I'm
We have
just
to be somewhere.
for 8.
Oh, okay.
Dinner with Patrick and Matthew, if they haven't ditched us yet.
To there,
I wouldn't have.
get him in.
They should probably. I told them I'd be back at 6:30. It's now 7:30. Not okay. That's on me. I just texted Patrick. He's mad at me.
Larson and then Uber back here, or we can
I'm
take
sorry.
2 boats.
Oh no.
So you are bringing the boat.
What should be our final
Where we
segment?
go? Where we go? Where we go? So
I don't know.
however we
What's the
want to do it,
favorite thing
either
you can do in a
take
boat?
an Uber back to Wayzata, or take 2 boats
Yeah.
and then boat back.
We already asked if you can go to Mars.
I know that's usually our final question.
God damn it. We already. Oh, dude, do you guys got any questions for us? And we'll ask it back at you. So just understand that.
What are you guys most looking forward to in this new normal after 2020?
New normal.
Well, yeah. Or just, what are you most looking forward to in the future?
With the new normal being a heavy player.
To be honest, new normal, I don't know what that means. I can't say that I know
My
what,
dad-
what,
It was a
what,
buzzword.
what new normal is.
Buzzword, yeah.
Cliche,
Yeah.
cliche
Yeah,
buzzword.
buzzword.
But
Buzzword.
It's
Yeah.
changing every
yeah,
day.
what are you guys most looking forward to
I mean,
besides your float rental?
yeah. Besides being able to rent a boat at an affordable price and do it whenever I want, dude, there's literally not like one thing that I'm looking forward to because Andrew and I set the goal of just like, let's just take this thing full time and see if we can scale our happiness. Like, we're doing great. I'm
I
having
like
a
that.
great
Scaling happiness.
scaling
Scaling
happiness,
happiness.
dude. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, what I've realized, it doesn't matter if there's a pandemic and an economic downturn and a absolute
New
Yeah.
life on Mars.
new life on Mars. Like, there are so many things going on in this world right now that could be considered historic, and I compare that to what I'm just like trying to do, and I'm realizing none of those are even. They're not even related at all, and the fact that I can continue to scale what I want to do, how I want to be happy, and what I want to do, and just make that something that I can look forward to in the future, whenever that may be, because we could pop tomorrow. I could put some social media post out and it could get 1 million views. I don't know. But
Could be this one.
it could be this one, right? It doesn't matter. That's the thing.
We've declared this is the first ever podcast on a boat.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
With this
Probably not,
level, with this caliber of equipment.
Yeah,
for
this
sure.
caliber for sure. But
Don't sell ourselves short.
yeah, what do we most
Hey,
look
wait, are we
forward
sure
to?
that Fred Smoot, they weren't podcasting when like
don't
him
know.
and Dante
That's
were
such
out
a good
here?
point. It's such a good point. I have
Worried
no
about
idea.
Freddie Smoot.
Anyways, going back to your point, it sounds like you're living it.
Yeah,
You're,
no,
you're
we're
living
just-
what you're
we're
what
scaling-
you're looking most forward to, and
Yeah,
that's
we're-
awesome.
We're scaling, living the dream, man. I mean, we got goals, we got things that we're trying to do. We're trying to get Famous Dave at Boatchella. We're trying to get Boatchella.
You told me he's going.
He is going.
Okay.
We got Boatchella. We got
You're
Famous
not
Dave
trying
at Boatchella.
anymore. You
No, we
that's-
got that.
Okay.
But like, you understand.
already sold
it's
that.
Just, there's just a lot of
We
things
sold
that
it.
go in.
We haven't booked the boat yet, but we've sold spots on the boat.
Right.
So you pre-sold the fact that Dave was going to be there himself. Now you
I'm
just
not
got
saying
No,
those
we
words.
didn't.
I'm not
We didn't
saying
actually
those
pre-sell
words.
any of that because we have no idea when this is released. Actually, we can control when this is released, so it plays in our favor.
I
But
know this is the last segment, but I'm gonna bounce.
We'll ask you one final
yeah,
question.
right
Yeah,
back
yeah.
at you,
One
dude. What
final
are you most
question.
looking
Finish
forward
with
to?
you this last note. Jake, final note.
Yeah. What are you?
That's
What are
all
you?
you got,
What are you
dude.
most looking forward to, man?
Dude, I kind of answered it in that question, but like it's I don't know. I'm living it right now. You know, I'm living for each day. You know, every day that we get to do what we're doing, is amazing. You know, I'm happy that I get to go to work, I get to go to sleep, and I get to wake up, and the first person I talk to, the last person I talk to is Ross. I get to come out here, I get to go on various lakes throughout the Twin Cities, and I get to share joy with other people, with other people's friends, with families, and you know, that in and of itself of, you know, I'm sitting on a boat podcasting with you guys right now. That is what, you know, I just hope that this can continue, and that's the plan, to continue this. And you guys talked about it earlier, but this is only the beginning, and that's pretty cool.
Amen. Scratching the surface.
Scratching the surface.
Fuck yeah.
Thank you guys for letting me join.
Mic drop.
Mic drop.
Boom.
God bless.
And we're not short behind him. Ross, any final notes?
Just it's been really cool to just have this relationship with you guys and keep it, you know, continue. We got introduced through an email, through a mutual friend who had. Do you remember the email from Matt Koenig?
Yes.
That was
It was
him?
like the novel. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
the novel.
The novel, yeah.
novel. Way to fucking put
And
it.
guess what? I've never met Matt Koenig in my life, to be real with you. I'm sorry. I just haven't. We haven't followed up with him.
Great guy.
Great guy. But we know you.
But no, it's just been fun that we can reconnect and get you do your ever first podcast on the boat and have a great, 2020 together and summer together, regardless of the circumstances in the world.
Love you, Jake. Take care, brother.
Yes, sir.
God bless. Jake's sailing away.
Ross, I'll see you over there.
Yep. We'll talk later, Jake.
Yeah. No, I just think it's cool. Like,
Make sure you see that. Is the anchor rope good?
How am I supposed to see that?
what
It's
are
in
we
the water.
seeing?
All right, you're fine. He's fine.
You think I'm supposed
I
to
think
see
he's
the
good.
anchor?
Yeah,
Huh?
What kind of what ridiculous question was that?
That's a tough question, Ross. See the anchor?
The anchor rope.
Oh, the rope.
The rope.
I
So
thought you
the
said it was the
propeller
anchor. Oh.
doesn't hit.
I see the rope. We're good.
Dude, take a look at your boat you're about to rent. That's a brand new 2021 Bennington.
Is that a
And you're-
pre-released,
And you're renting that.
pre-launched pontoon?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it is.
All right.
That's incredible.
No, that's dope, man. I mean,
Let's wrap this up.
yeah. Let's just wrap it up with this, man. Like,
All right, Decky.
I'm just very excited. We asked, like, what were you looking forward to? And I mean, none of us in this boat can answer honestly that question. But what we can honestly answer is, like, we're just stoked about what we're doing, man. Like, what do you want me to say?
Yeah.
You want me to say, oh, I don't want to be doing what I'm doing right now 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Like, I don't. That's not the point, you know. And I think what we're really getting at is, God, just keep hustling. Just keep hustling at the thing you like to do, and you'll be just fine. Like, don't worry about it. Don't even ask the question about what you're looking forward to, because the things you're looking forward to, the things
You're
you're
doing
already
it right now.
You have your goals already set within the thing that you like to do. We talk about this podcast on this podcast a lot. We talk about what's your passion, finding your passion, do what you love, all those different things. But once you do what you love, then just keep doing it. It's not that hard, man. And you'll find yourself in these situations where you question, like, why? Why the hell am I doing this? Why the hell am I
Lugging around all this equipment to
lugging
record
around
on a boat.
to
We
record
started
a
this
fucking
podcast with that
podcast?
very question.
Exactly. But you answer it with, dude, because we like doing it, man. I mean, we'll get better at it eventually. We're not going to have a million cords all over the boat and put our electronics at risk. But, like, we did it, and
And it's
we're
not
here
about-
and we're loving it, man.
Yeah.
Like, we're having a new experience that we all are enjoying, and that's the whole point.
It's not about doing it perfectly the first time, because that's never going to happen. It's just about doing something and doing it and failing. And I think when you fail, it's not actually failing. You're just learning more and how to do it better the next time. So now we know how to do a podcast on a boat. So now we're prepared for the next podcast.
We know what to expect, man.
I'm very happy that we were able to do it today and learn.
Right?
Thank you, Ross,
Right.
for making
Learn.
this happen.
Yes.
You guys made it happen.
Yeah. And that is a wrap. I love you guys.
That's a wrap.
Love you.
Take care.